Hello, and welcome to the first Spooky 3C live stream, where I only got one word to say to you peasants. Banana! Oh, get ready for me to fill your nightmares and make you wonder, why was this minion fired from the Groove Factory? I'm the unemployed minion, here to give you the greatest movie news the world has to offer. What is up? What's up? Hello, bananas. Cool minion. Chris, spooktacular. Awesome. All to see you here, baby. He has returned finally, man. And I'm still a little sick. Not even kidding. You're gonna hear. Oh, I triggered it. I triggered it. You're gonna hear me coughing. But we're gonna power through, baby. You see why I got fired? Too much devil's lettuce on the floor here. How you doing, my beautiful movie peeps? So great to see all you wonderful faces here today. W fit? Yes, quite W indeed. Didn't know I could pull it off. Are you ready? You here? All right, there. That'll help you sleep at night. Hello, my beautiful movie peeps, and welcome. We are going to be talking about so much glorious movie news, so let me just round off some of the topics we're going to get into here today. Okay, some of the stuff Unemployed Minion here is going to be giving you is the Wonderman trailer has just dropped. We got a trailer for a Chris Pratt AI movie, looking pretty good. We got Minecraft movie, our first look, a poster, a date, predictions. How much madness is gonna go down in this movie? They're gonna try again with another La Llorona movie. Do we care? Is it gonna be good? We're gonna talk about that. A lot of Spider-Man updates, specifically with Spider-Man 4. We got Scorpion set photos. Even a new set video just dropped here that kind of looks very exciting and paints a picture of some cool stuff happening in the movie. Then we got some Spider-Man talk with Avengers Doomsday, because we're getting all this reports. Some Spider-Man is in the movie, but is it Tom Holland's? And of course, we just had the Peacemaker finale, and I can't believe it, man. The people are turning on Jimmy Gunn. The gun was jammed, and they're asking for gun restrictions. A lot of gun puns. We're going to think of them as we come along. So clock your guns, hold them high, point them at the screen, and hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. All right, we're going to be getting into all that here. But thank you guys so much for being patient with me this last week. It honestly sucks getting sick. I have no idea what I got, but all I know is I was just coughing way too much. The worst part of it is all food has just lost its taste. Nothing tastes good. It's made me lose all my appetite. Anytime I ate anything, I was just like, whole bunch of nothing. Well, that's not good. That can't mean something well. And I'm just now starting to get my taste buds back, but it's all right, because now it's time to get into the spooky mood, finally finish up those spooky videos I've been working on, and get into this minion outfit and be a minion for you. Let's see how brown this banana gets by the end of the stream. Okay, so right now, we got it. Already kind of brown. Banana! Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so let's just get on to it here. Let's do it. King Bob? If I'm being honest, the minion outfit that I bought this in said Kevin. So if I'm any minion, I'm the Kevin minion. I don't know what, I think he's like the a-hole minion, right? Kevin? Yeah, Kevin. Kevin. Lot of gibberish they be spicking on them minions. Grown man, by the way. And what? And what, Omar? What's sadder? The grown man dressed as a minion, or the grown man decidedly clicking on this video and enjoying the grown man as a minion for entertainment? Yeah, Omar, what you doing with your life? You chose to watch me. All right, what we got? Yeah, I'm nuking this entire chat. Everybody modded up, banned, and we're gone. Some of y'all want me to talk about Invincible Season 4. Is the trailer actually out, or just that little sneak peeks thing? All right, I'll talk some Invincible. A lot of y'all were like, Invincible, Chris, Invincible. All right, so I like Invincible. It's the kind of thing where I actually don't get that hype like when the news comes. I just get hype when the show's released and I watch it and I enjoy it. Invincible has been great, but yeah, with New York Comic Con happening right now, there's been a lot of Invincible stuff. So they did put out this like 3 minute like dialogue between Eve and Invincible here at the Burger Mart. It's just kind of them talking about and teasing what's going to be going down. They did reveal to us the voice actor for Thrag, which is supposed to be kind of like the big bad of this season. It's going to be by Lee Pace. If you're not familiar with him, he played Ronan in James Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy movie. Seems like he's got enough deep voice for it, like the Decide that they've also done for Thrag. It fits very well from the comics. Let me see if I can get that little thing here. Oh, okay. It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. It was here. Ah, well. Yeah, well, you'll believe me. We'll scroll through and we'll find some. There we go. There's the Thrag design. Looking good, looking right. They were saying that this season is going to be very Viltrumite heavy, that they're really wanting to outdo what they did last season with Conquest scene here. We've got to top the Conquest fight somehow, so get ready. Oh, dude. I know them quotes are going to go crazy. Stand ready for my arrival, minion. Put that banana somewhere else, minion. I remember when people were so mad at that voice, and I was like, it sounded perfectly fine, and freaking Conquest was pretty dang scary. So I don't know, I liked that. I thought that was good. I think the other thing that they said that was interesting is they are going to have a slightly different title card this time around for this season. I'm thinking it's still going to be the actual Invincible words, and it'll still be triggered every time someone says Invincible. But it looks like they're going to have a different title card. Maybe they just got tired of putting all the blood in there. Battle Beast will be returning this season, so that's cool. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see that get concluded. Trying to see what else they've announced for us. Oh, that just that don't look right, Battle Beast. What you doing? We got to top the Conquest fight. Something else that they just saw. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Oh, no. It's something saying that this season is gonna be bigger, scarier, bloodier. Uh that honestly makes it very exciting. Oh, what was it? Here's the trailer starts at the burger convention. Really, is there gonna have the full length trailer here too? I don't know, but honestly, still looking awesome. I can't wait. This season officially returns in 2026, and they're gonna try and keep a pace of 1 year apart since in March 2026. So honestly, pretty cool. Invincible's awesome. Show's been really great. Uh, I know the biggest problem that they've had is the marketing because I think like the last two seasons of Invincible, while awesome, it felt like they just kind of came and went, especially when they divided them up. That was like a big problem on Amazon's part. Hopefully, they find a way to actually not just hype us up, but release in a way where we could all be talking about it on there. Here's the quote I was talking about earlier, where there's a lot of uncertainty about the future, and things are just going to get bigger and scarier and more intense. We've got to top the Conquest fight somehow. We're ready for season 4. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff with Invincible that's going on here. New York Comic Con is happening. You know what? On that note, I did want to tell you guys something. I am gonna actually be going to New York Comic Con tomorrow. I got a last minute offer from Warner Brothers to attend their call it Mortal Kombat 2 panel, and I never gone to New York Comic Con, and since they offered to like give me the trip, I was like, oh, yeah, I could be there for that. So I am gonna be there for like 1 day. I'm thinking about maybe doing a little vlog there. I don't know how much because, like I said, I'm just gonna be going to New York and I'm gonna be leaving that the next morning. It's mainly gonna be for the Mortal Kombat thing. But I was thinking I could still walk the floor, do some stuff, maybe do it spooky theme. Maybe I could just walk around and see what kind of horror things I find because I know they got like the Welcome to Derry booth. They got other little things going on there. So possibly, if you guys are interested, let me know, and I can get you guys just like a small New York Comic Con vlog last minute. Let me know. Someone said do the clog. What's the clog, buddy? What do you mean by that? Let's see here. Are you gonna go as a minion? No, actually, I ordered a Mortal Kombat outfit. You could probably pretty much guess based on which is my favorite Mortal Kombat character as who I'll go as. But Yeah, I'll be dressed as a Mortal Kombat character throughout, and yeah, hopefully that'll go fun. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see. We'll see on that. But I just want to let you guys know about that. So keep an eye out, man. Keep an eye out. Okay, let's move on with these other things we got going on. So, uh, as it is New York Comic Con, we had some new trailers that just dropped. Let me go ahead and switch. That way we don't have to deal with no ads. Because we got the trailer. Oh, frickin' frick. I just screwed myself. I signed out, and then when you sign out, you gotta sign back into everything. Excuse me. Little technical difficulties for the minion man. Oh, jeez. What has just happened? I just messed something up. All right. Sorry, gang. Technical difficulties here for 1 second. Let Papa's almost done. He hit the sign out button. All right, there we go. I think I got it. There we go. All right, sorry about that. All right, Wonderman trailer just dropped for Marvel. We just had the Peacemaker finale drop and all that, and you know what? Since that finale did disappoint me, it brought me back down to where I just don't look forward to Marvel or. Well, I guess I'm still looking forward to DC stuff because Green Lanterns is probably the most excited. Lanterns is the most excited I've been for any TV show superhero related in a very long time. I was looking forward to Peacemaker season 2 and I still ended up liking it as a whole, but Lanterns I am like deathly excited for. I cannot wait for that show and I hope it hits the high notes. But Marvel's still doing their thing and we got Vision Quest coming up, we got Wonder Man and whatever other little things and I can't seem to find my hype level, but we're going to try to be fair and see what we got going on here. There's some interesting things going on with this Wonder Man trailer, so we're going to talk about that. Thankfully, with it being Marvel, I don't have to pause the trailer. They don't copyright, so I'm just going to have it play in the background here. Okay, some of the things I found interesting about this Wonder Man trailer. So it looks like what they're going to be going for this time around is they're pretending that in the Marvel universe, long time ago, there was this Wonder Man film. It was a big deal. A lot of people liked it. Here's the trailer footage of this older movie. And now in the MCU, they've decided to reboot the Wonder Man film. I'm thinking that's Yahya Abdul Mateen's second character, all young. And since this show is going to be like a love letter to acting, it looks like Wonder Man sees that the role is up for grabs and he really wants to go get the role. And that's kind of what it'll be about. But if you notice, it's a little different because the original Wonder Man actor, tis a white dude. Tis a white dude. And Wonder Man, kind of hard to tell. Look closely. I know we don't see color, especially this minion. I don't see it. Everything is banana colored in my eyes. Not a white dude. So it feels like that'll be part of a commentary on this one, race swapping, also superhero fatigue, because they bring it up here. It's like, why even reboot this old movie? No one likes superhero films anymore and things like that. So they're going to be addressing superhero fatigue and whatnot. I think those are some interesting concepts. Again, I don't know how well Marvel will flesh them out, how much they'll rush through them. Um, Wonder Man woke already. See it in the chat. Woke. I feel like again, it could be an interesting thing to talk about, and they're not going to specifically directly. It sounds like from a lot of people, what people are theorizing, they're not going to specifically like address like like what race swapping in characters and why it works. It sounds like what will happen is Wonder Man as a character will gain powers through the course of this show, and they hire him because he has powers to play Wonder Man. And so that ends up kind of being the thing where they're using you for your power to kind of prop up this show, prop up this thing. The way sometimes other things, they hire a certain person just for their star status, what it means label wise, and not so much for the property itself. And it's like, okay, that can be an interesting commentary. You got a bunch of little Easter eggs here to the Marvel universe. Like they really want to implement modern day heroes into this fake movie they're creating because we got like Captain America's shield, Thor's outfit here, we have Black Panther, Steve Rogers' shield outfit. So it leaves room for some interesting commentary. But again, if I'm being 100% honest, still just don't seem that interested in this idea. And I hope it's good. I'm obviously gonna watch it and check it out, but I'm not gonna lie and say like I'm over the moon about this. I am gonna be curious if they end up throwing in Ralph Boner in here because there was rumors that Evan Peters' Ralph Boner was gonna pop up because remember Ralph Boner in the MCU is an actor. He's an actor that's up and coming, and so that would be a place to put him in. That's how they're bringing back Ben Kingsley from his Iron Man 3 role where he was the Mandarin and then last popped up in Shang-Chi. I cannot believe this is where the characters ended up. Can you imagine watching Iron Man 3 after the twist with Ben Kingsley and being like, that guy is going to show up in at least 2 more Marvel projects in the most random way? Shang-Chi and Wonderman. Okay. Okay. At least he's a lot of fun. At least he's a lot of fun there. So we'll see how it goes. Again, trailer seemed fine. Could be an interesting idea because I do like in concept these theories, these ideas that they're tackling. If the show will be interesting at all, though, that'll be a different thing. And again, my excitement is the same for Vision Quest. I don't because last time I'm like honest about the things I'm not excited for. People just want to label like, "Oh, Cruz, we know why you're not excited for this, buddy." Mm-hmm. You and your yellow banana stuff. I'm like, whoa, buddy, chill. What are you talking about here? Vision Quest sounded interesting at first. Whenever they were talking about like, oh, they're bringing Ultron back, and it's gonna be Vision discovering himself in the world and all that. And then you find out, oh yeah, all these robot people, they're just gonna be played as humans for budgetary reasons. So Ultron will just look like James Spader for 80% of it. Huh? That's how you're bringing Ultron back? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Could be fine, could be all right. I know a lot of people are also worried and complaining about like is this AI? The moments where they're showing off like all the Wonder Man posters and whatnot. I'd like to believe it's not. I think AI has gotten to a point where they replicate so much of these old school posters. People just see these old school art decos and go AI, AI. When I'm like, that was just actually a visual template at one point. That was a visual style, but now so much AI has swayed the minds to go. That's just what AI looks like, Chris. I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. But um, yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. That was my thoughts on Wonder Man, though. Another trailer. Speaking of some AI, Chris Pratt is in a new movie that looks maybe horrendous, but horrendous in a way that could be so much fun here. We got a movie entitled Mercy. I don't know how Amazon is copyright wise, so I'm gonna have to skip around. Uh, but this movie seemed like it could be some fun here. So let me pull up the poster for this. So, Mercy is going to be a January release movie that's coming out next year. It's going to be starring Chris Pratt, and it takes place in a world where we have eliminated judges and the court systems, and you now have to prove your innocence to Chat GPT. That's right, buddy, old boy. You want to say you didn't murder your wife? Well, you better find out how to outsmart ChatGPT because that's what we got going on here. So I think this actually sounds like a fun idea for a movie. I get everybody just wants to hate everything AI. I'm hoping the movie isn't made with AI, but instead is just using AI as a plot point, which that in itself I'm still fine with. Are we all of a sudden just gonna trash movies like iRobot, Minority Report? Like there's a lot of AI plot based movies, but every now and then people's like AI trash, trash. Let's at least see it as a plot point in a movie first. I mean, let's see how that goes down. So the way it works in this is you get put in this chair, and then you are given 90 minutes to sit down with this AI and prove that you are innocent. How do you prove it? Well, you have access to this AI, and you can tell this AI to basically pull up anything and everything evidence-wise to see if you're innocent. So you could be there and be like, ChatGPT, show me the cameras for the alley in New York around that time. You see there, I was at a bar, not across the street killing my wife. I'm innocent. Lawyered. Show me the phone records. Show me this person. Show me that. Like, I think that's actually kind of also scary and cool how much access AI has. Like you could just tell it to this, but also if you're a sucky lawyer, if you're a terrible lawyer, well then I'm sorry, but you're guilty. Because what if you don't know what to ask to make yourself innocent, right? What if it's just a matter of showing a phone record or your Find My iPhone location showing you were across town and not where the murder took place, but you didn't ask ChatGPT to show you that evidence. So it's like, you're guilty. You did this. I think that's kind of funny. I also saw a comment someone brought up that was a great point. It's like, why doesn't the AI just take all the evidence and then determine by itself whether you're guilty or not? And I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Why do you have to be the one to be like, can you show me video of that footage? Can you see what fingerprints and whatnot's going on? The other interesting aspect of this trailer I thought was kind of like cool. So it gets revealed in the trailer that Chris Pratt's character is actually the inventor of this AI judge meant to determine your fate. So I'm like, oh, then they framed you, buddy. They framed you hard and killed your wife to do it just to see if you have some sort of backdoor loophole or way to get around this AI. Since you're the one that created it, you must be the one to know. I think wasn't there a movie like that where like there was like a guy who built the most like secure prison, and just to make sure it was really secure, they threw the inventor of the prison in there. Was that a Sylvester Stallone movie? I know that's some movie out there. Some of you in the chat will let me know, but I was like, that was a movie. That was a pretty cool idea. And so feels like the same thing is happening on in this. Other than that, I'm like, it could be fun. Like I said, the January release date does not make me was it Escape Plan? Was it Escape Plan? It was Demolition. Was it Demolition Man? I don't think it was Demolition. I think it must be Escape Plan. I think you guys are right. Maybe Escape Plan. But it's fine. It looks like it could be cool, and it's gonna be one of those stationary movies. The other thing people have pointed up, this is like I think from the same producers that did the Ice Cube World of the Worlds movie, and so that's why it's like kind of getting me excited for that same kind of crazy vibe of War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Just so many like possible reaction images with like Chris Pratt just making these signs of like, you are guilty and sentenced to death. Chris Pratt. Oh, what? No, ChatGPT. Reset, reboot. I'm trying to think about how I would go about outsmarting the system to prove I'm innocent. Have you guys ever seen those videos? There's this one really funny guy on TikTok where all he does is basically abuse ChatGPT or whatever AI, and he's like, chat, count to infinity. And the chat's always like, that would take a long time. I'm not gonna do that. And he's like, nah, but I got time. Count to infinity. And then the robot's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna take too long. It's like, but you can, and I'm in charge. And it's like, it's the craziest thing. He's just always trying to get the AI to do the thing that would take them forever. Like give me all the numbers in pi, which is just infinite. It's some of the funniest stuff I've seen. So yeah, the movie could be fine. Movie could be good. I honestly thought it was just like a fun little premise for one of those so silly. It's actually kind of fun to watch movies. I'll definitely be reviewing it when it comes out. And it's a nice Chris Pratt film. Nice Chris Pratt. News for the unemployed, someone just said. All right. So yeah, let's move on to the next topic. I just thought that was an interesting looking movie. Minecraft. Chicken jockey. Banana. Oh, you guys know we just had the Minecraft movie that was released 6 to 7 months ago. I'm not even kidding. When did look if I look it up, when did the Minecraft movie come out? That was April. That was 6 months ago. It's real. I didn't just make it up. It actually was. We know it was a big success. It was, I think, this close to $1 billion, which I'm surprised it actually did not hit the $1 billion mark. Let me see. How close did it actually get to $1 billion, or did it hit it? Woo! It was like less than 50 million away from hitting $1 billion. It was a giant success for Warner Brothers, one of their bigger films that came out this year. So it was honestly no surprise then that they started fast tracking the idea for a second movie. And boy, oh boy, did they then reveal it to us. Oh, look, my TikTok is like the first search result when you search Minecraft movie 2. Mama, I'm somebody. Okay, let's pull it up here. So it got revealed here. Minecraft 2 is now set for a July 2027 release date. July 23rd, 2027 to be exact. It actually comes out the same day as the newly announced Simpsons sequel movie. So, sorry Simpsons, you're going to have to move because the power of Minecraft will compel you, okay? Those chicken jockey kids, they are not to be messed with. Theater employees already trying to call out sick and avoid what they are calling World War II. It's just what it is, man. There's theater employees that go at night in sweat colds going, no, leave that popcorn. Why does that teenager have a chicken? Put that cock down, son. It's insane. I feel bad for these theater employees, but that's what they had to deal with for this first movie. And now we have to wonder, how insane are things about to get with Minecraft Movie 2? Oh, it's gonna get wild here. So first, let's just look at the Minecraft Movie poster. Minecraft Movie 2 poster. Because I think it gives us like a small hint of what it's our first sign of the movie. So it's 2 pickaxes right here with just the release date on a crafting table. This is a crafting table. Oh, words only the gods understand. So obviously 2 pickaxes, second movie. Obviously we knew at the end of the movie we had a post-credit scene where we met Alex, this other popular character within the Minecraft universe. Still wonder who they're actually going to cast as Alex. They hired some like no-named not that famous person to just be part of the post-credit scene, but you can bet when the second movie is finally starting to cast whoever that second person is, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be Sydney Sweeney in red hair. Oh, oh, I Spy Sydney Sweeney fusion. Don't need to tell you what that does to my banana. Who else? They're gonna go big. They're going for like big celebrity. Someone said Jenna Ortega. I could see a redheaded Jenna Ortega. Karen Gillian, maybe. She does have a connection with Jack Black thanks to the Jumanji movies, and maybe I feel like she could fit. But I don't know, man. Let's just make it I Spy. Screw it. Because it's so funny because Alex in that post-credit scene was obviously a white girl. They just make her I Spice in the sequel. What? It was always her. Come on, Minecraft fans. Don't be racist. That's a no-no. So there's that. I think then the other hints, other than Alex playing a big character in this second movie, is the glow this pickaxe has. You can see it has like a purple glow to it, while this other pickaxe does not. So what could that mean? I'm going to imply a couple of different things. So some, real nerdy, big boy Minecraft fans let me know, Chris, that's actually just an end axe. Or whatever they call an axe with no end or something. Minecraft End Axe or something like that. Ender Axe? Is that what it's called? It's just like an upgraded axe or whatnot, but I actually don't think that's what they're doing. I think that they're hinting at the end dimension in Minecraft, this world where we get to see all these crazy purplish creatures and things, and we will eventually fight the Ender Dragon. Like, the Ender Dragon has to be the big thing, excuse me, in the second Minecraft movie. I just think, excuse me, guys, still battling it. And there you have Alex right there fighting off the Ender Dragon. I feel like that's where they're going. Now, it could be maybe an enchanted pickaxe. There we go. That's what people are saying. Let me get it right before the comments in this clip video start going crazy. Enchanted pickaxe. Is that what it looks like? Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like. What's the big deal with an enchanted pickaxe? Ah. Explained. Enchanted pickaxe explained. All right, let's see here. An enchanted pickaxe is a pickaxe with special abilities like mining faster or getting more loot achieved by using an enchanted table or combining items with an anvil. This is an enchanted pickaxe. But again, I feel like that's more what it's hinting at, and that's where we're going. I think the Minecraft people who are making the movie, they proved they are fully aware of deep cuts within the Minecraft world, and I think they're going to use that then for the fans to get excited. So I would not be surprised if Hero Brian is actually something that they're going to build towards, or if there's something they're going to do. Maybe this actually signifies one good character, Alex, and then one character turned evil, Jack Black's Steve turned Hero Brian, and somehow just make it work in the movie, lean into the meme and the madness of it all. Now, I feel that's what they could do. They could definitely do something like that just for the fun of it, because they're like, dude, these fans, they go crazy. They showed up. If we lean into some of the meme of the movie, it could be great. But therein lies the problem, okay? Because I just don't think you can replicate on purpose the craziness behind the Minecraft movie. Like, 'cause again, you have to remember all the crazy stuff, uh, theater chaos, all the crazy things that happened. Like it was the popcorn wars. It was insanity. People were giving speeches before the movie, standing on top of each other. That's a kid holding a chicken just for the chicken jockey moment. I think if you're purposely trying to create more chicken jockey moments, it's just not going to happen. It is gonna come off like whenever I try to make modern day jokes, my 6'7s or my unk or whatever else is popping in Coolio. It comes off cringy and it comes off, okay. Whatever you say, big fella. I think then it would just fall on its face. And a lot of the people that went through this madness, they are going to be 2 years older. And that might not be a lot of maturing, but it is at least some maturing. I don't know if they'd be doing it again. But as we're talking about this, so like literally right here, Unk pushing 40, talking about 6'7", 6'7". Hey man, whatever gets me them video views, huh? Just wait, I'll do it. We're gonna definitely see friggin' Steve say 6'7" at some point in that trailer. This is a crafting table. How much ender pearls do we need? 6 or 7? Minecraft movie flops Joker 2 style if that happens. That's what's gonna this might be the Joker 2 flop. We don't know. So we'll see how things go. I'm honestly very interested to see if they can replicate the madness, but I'm telling you, if they try too hard to try and orchestrate more chicken jockey moments, it's just not going to work. But we don't know, right? We don't know. We'll see. And also, I feel bad for the theater employees, but the theater owners are really to be blamed, because we saw it when these events started happening at the Minecraft movie. What did theater owners do? What did theater owners do? They didn't put rules and restrictions in place. Sure, they put up signs and whatnot, but no. They created chicken jockey screenings. Do you guys remember that? Movie theater chicken jockey screenings. That was a real thing where they encouraged crazy. Yeah, see, they have it. Chicken jockey screening in 40X. And they encouraged people to come and go crazy because, hey, they don't care if you're eating that big old XL popcorn. They just care if you paid the $40 for that XL popcorn. Right? So, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff in there. But you guys let me know. Do you think they could actually recreate the madness of the Minecraft screenings, or will it actually just look embarrassing and like an older person trying to get together with the times? I feel like that's what might end up happening. All right, let's move on here to some other stuff. So we got some spooky news kind of going on in the world here. You guys know The Conjuring just had, honestly, a crazy box office pull with The Last Rites. I was not expecting that movie to be as big as it was, but this Conjuring movie made Marvel money. I'm not even kidding. Let's look at this box office. This box office right now, $464 million worldwide. What did the let's see like what Fantastic Four is at. Fantastic Four box office. Okay, still though, that's still really close to all it, and then it beat out Thunderbolts for sure. Thunderbolts, which I really like Thunderbolts as well. Yep, Conjuring 4 beat out Thunderbolts. It's just to say things are going strong, and with things going strong, it gives them confidence to start revisiting even some of their weaker entries to try and get more out of it, leading us to them announcing a La Llorona sequel. That's right, buddy, oh boy. They announced here that the Curse of La Llorona sequel finally gets underway, and they already have a couple of cast members, Jay Hernandez, Monica Raymond, among the cast. Now, again, for those of you who don't remember, a lot of people consider the Curse of La Llorona, which was so bad, which is such a funny, like, ironic thing. This movie was so bad that even though it was obviously in the Conjuring universe, because there was characters from Annabelle thrown in there and connections to the overall world, it ended up being so bad to them that they came out later and said, "Oh, what? La Llorona's not in the Conjuring universe? No. What you talking about? Get that movie out of here. That's not part of our universe." Well, what? You can't do that. You can't just pick and choose when one of your good or bad movies is in your universe. It's part of your world, and you're going to stick to it now, my friend. Well, they're like, all right, let's do it again. Let's see what will happen. The funny part, though, I was mentioning, this is, though, the movie that ended up giving us the keys to Michael Chavez to then take over every Conjuring movie. So it wasn't a good enough movie to stay in the universe, but the director was good enough to be handed the keys for all the Conjuring films. And we're like, what? How does that make sense? Okay, couple things on this. So, one, I'm going to be down for this movie. I know, and I totally get it. But you have to understand, growing up Mexican and in a Mexican household, La Llorona was our boogeyman, was our character that your parents would tease at you and be like, stop crying. Stop. La Llorona's going to get you. She's going to come in here at night, and all the legends of her were creepy. It's just one of those characters that every Mexican kid knew growing up. So it made it interesting. And that's why it was so funny when you go watch this movie and there's like not much Hispanic representation in it. In fact, I think it followed, which she's awesome, Linda Cardellini throughout the whole movie. And you're like, what? Lean into what makes it good. And it feels like that's what they're doing at this time, leaning into the heritage of La Llorona, the culture behind it more. I mean, look at this cast. Hispanic city it looks like here, and even in the article they attribute the Hispanics as being the reason this movie's happening. It says here, Latino audiences are among those flocking to the scares, with Revenge of La Llorona hoping to tap that market. So it's not even saying that it's because so many Hispanic people went to go watch the first La Llorona. It's saying a lot of Hispanic people are a big part of the demographic for movies like The Conjuring, The Nun, Annabelle, which makes a lot of sense. In our culture, we tend to believe a lot in those supernatural stuff, so makes no surprise that internationally, those markets, those movies probably do really well worldwide, so they're like, hey, let's feed them a little something, right? So it could be cool. I don't mind it. I feel like hopefully they do it right this time. They actually get something good going. It's not going to be Michael Chavez directing it again this time. The biggest thing I'm hoping for with this is that it's going to be the Annabelle creation or the Ouija origin of evil of the La Llorona movies. If you don't know what I mean by that, we had movies like the first Annabelle that sucked, and then you had Annabelle creation, which was awesome, and then you had the Ouija movie, where the first film, again, I thought sucked. It was terrible. But then you had Ouija Origin of Evil, and it was actually pretty good. Like the second version, the second entry was good. I feel like that's what could be happening here. Is like first La Llorona just was not great. The second entry could be a lot better. It could be fun. So yeah, but I like seeing what the chat was saying. We need more mythological Hispanic creatures coming to La Chupacabra movie. Yeah, let's do it. I would like a La Chupacabra film. That would be a lot of fun. Um, so yeah, let's see what happens. See if this is good, and let's have her drown them kids, man. I would. Let's have her drown them kids. F them kids. I'm with La Llorona. Minion approves that message. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic here. Some Spider-Man, baby. Ooh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. All right, so we have a lot of interesting things going on into the Spider-Man universe here. Tom Holland is now done recovering from his head injury that he had the other week. You know what was so funny? I'm not even kidding. This is not even me joking. The week that Tom Holland had that injury where, like they said, he had a concussion, all that and all. The next day, I had a family event to go to, and the father of my fiance came up to me and he's, hey, is it true Tom Holland died? Huh? What? He's like, yeah, Tom Holland died right on the set of Spider-Man. That's crazy. What are they gonna do with the movie? I'm like, what Facebook fake news are you falling for? Huh? I cannot be the only one. I feel like this has to be a constant thing that happens within the movie fan circles. Like I consider all you guys watching me right now to be kind of, big movie fans who know when to distinguish real movie news to fake movie news. But every now and then you'll have a family event, a family get together, or you're hanging out with your dumb cousin, and then they pull out the most atrocious Facebook news article that says, and can you believe John Cena's the Terminator? Yeah, John Cena's the Terminator now. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Oh, Will Smith is Popeye now. Huh. Can't believe they went woke with Popeye. And you're like, what are you talking about, man? No way to distinguish that. So that was just the funniest thing I had to explain basically to my father-in-law that no, Tom Holland didn't die and they're still making Spider-Man 4. Yeah, just just something that made me laugh so hard. I knew it was like one of those Jim in the Office moments where I just had to look at the fake camera in my real life and go, okay, back to the the movie news here with Spider-Man though. All right, so we have a lot of interesting things going on. So let me pull up the bookmarks of it here. So one, they're getting into filming again. So here's some new photos of it. The suit's still looking sweet and awesome. And well, it looks like Tom was on set practicing for a big stunt or a big event, even some with photos with Destin Daniel Cretton, the director, and it looks like they were in the middle of filming some sort of breakout scene involving Michael Mando's Scorpion coming out of prison. This is exciting. This is interesting. So last week we could tell it's him getting busted out of prison because he's wearing the same prisoner outfit from the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Homecoming, which it is still blowing my mind. It took us that long, like 8 years to actually get that post-credit scene fulfilled. I'm mad at it because I just want to see it done. I think that's going to be such a cool scene to see him getting broken out of prison. I wonder who is behind it or who orchestrated it all, whether it was himself, whether he had outside help. I'm thinking there's got to be somebody who's maybe hiring a lot of these villains in the background, because we have heard there's a lot of villains in Spider-Man 4 involved, from Boomerang, Tarantula, Scorpion, Tombstone. Maybe it's Tombstone, actually, that broke him out of prison and is going to be having him on there. If you also zoom in, it's probably not seen all that well. He is going to be retaining scars on his hand, which I don't know if you guys remember. I've always said that's one of my prevailing theories for what will eventually lead him into the symbiote and make him our Venom. Because in this post-credit scene, a lot of people miss it, but if you look, his arm is messed up, dude. His arm has these bolts and screws pouring into it. I'm thinking that is going to be a big vendetta factor for this Scorpion and why he really hates Spider-Man, because he just messed up that arm to where maybe it's not as useful. Maybe it's always shaking, Doctor Strange style, or has random spasms, or maybe it's just like limp. Maybe it doesn't even move and it's just there, part of him. And here you can see he still retains a lot of those scars. You can see a bunch of scars on there going on. And right now they're not filming. He's obviously walking and moving it about normal. But I'm thinking that's like a key thing, a part of his scorpion outfit that lets him fully retain his arm and move it around. That could be part of it. And then when he loses the scorpion outfit, he gets the symbiote. Because remember, Scorpion, Michael Mando, the actor, has posted 2 different photos where he is looking to be turning into Venom. Matt Gargan, he posted these 2 photos. This one on his Instagram of Scorpion turning into turning into his version of Venom, and then this other one where the symbiote was taking over. So I'm thinking that's the new post-credit scene for this movie, is Scorpion becoming Venom. But hey, we'll see how that goes. I still just think it's awesome to see him in here, and knowing that there's going to be a prison breakout scene. And with Tom Holland on set, it looks like he's trying to stop the prison breakout, and maybe he's a little unsuccessful for that. So really cool that that's happening. Then we got this. This just came about right now online. This is a crazy scene. So this is from Spider-Man Brand New Day. Look at all the crazy destruction on the street of New York. You have all these cars flipped around, destroyed, rubble everywhere, and tons of first responders, whether firefighters, paramedics. And the most interesting part of this video, so here you have Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and then as he's talking to a civilian, which I love that we're going to start seeing that in this movie. I think that's something that was slightly missing in a lot of the Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland's, not just the fact that we were barely ever in New York, but we just rarely got to see him interacting with civilians and other members of New York. I know Homecoming had like a small sliver of it in the beginning, but something like this where like Spider-Man is talking to somebody who's on a stretcher and he's telling him, hey, you're going to be all right, buddy. Everything's good. I'll follow you along. It's just something I like to see from Spider-Man. So I like that that's happening. But this right here, this is what's intriguing. We see Tom Holland walk, and it looks like a detective is then talking side by side with Spider-Man and filling him in with everything that just went on. Ooh, that is exciting for a couple of reasons here. So again, my first instinct is to think Yuri Watanabe, which we're thinking this movie takes a lot of inspiration from Spider-Man PS4, where again in that version, Spider-Man does have this relationship with the police officers of New York City, helps them out with cases, shares information, almost kind of like a Jim Gordon Batman situation. But their relationship eventually gets complicated when Yuri starts seeing the justice system failed and she eventually turns evil. Now that's where my mind was going, and I thought maybe that's what they'll do. And here's like Wraith, the evil version she becomes once she like stops believing in Spider-Man and his ways and turns on him and whatnot. It's still a really cool character, and I would not mind it if that's who it actually ends up being. But then I started some other people point out this might be the actress that they announced a couple months ago. And looking at her, although it's very far, that might be her. The actress from The Bear. Let's see, Liza. Not Liza Koshy. What was her? Liza Collins Zays. You guys remember? This is the actress that everybody thought was gonna be playing Miles Morales' mother. And you know, for all we know, maybe she is. She might not be a detective in this moment, but I'm thinking that's who this character is. It has a real detective vibe for me because she's like in this suit. She's walking with purpose, and she's there then talking with Spider-Man, and it looks like they're, kind of sharing details going on. I'm thinking that's her character, and she's going to end up playing some sort of detective and working with Spider-Man, and they're trying to solve a case or work together on stuff. That might end up being the case, who knows? But still, I think that's awesome. And even just putting Tom Holland's Spider-Man in a position where he is talking with NYPD, trying to get these cases solved, figure out what's going on. That's stuff I want to see for Spider-Man. I want New York to feel more like a character in Tom Holland's movie. So, I don't know, a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm liking all these set photos and whatnot. You guys let me know what you make of it. I see some people saying maybe she's still Yuri, but a race swap Yuri. Maybe that could still be the case, although Hollywood tends to not race swap too much a character that's already a certain race outside of white. But you never know. My theory is if it is Liza, then she's not Yuri, and she's instead just an original character, probably playing this detective helping Spider-Man, you know? It'd be cool if she was real Morales in this moment. Maybe they do that instead of making Miles' dad the cop, Rio. Miles' mom is the cop this time, although that'd be kind of a big switch, though. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Might not even be a cop, could be a politician, could be somebody else with information. We'll see how it goes, but still, just so interesting seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man do all that. Okay. Moving on to more Spider-Man talk that I found interesting. So we know Doomsday is quickly approaching here. I cannot wait to find out more stuff involved with this movie. It's still kind of blowing my mind. Excuse me, that we haven't done the second chair announcement for a lot of the rest of the cast members. It makes me wonder then, is that really then the main focus? The chair announcement video we got, are those actually just the main characters for this movie and we're not getting a whole second half of other characters? We'll see. But one thing that is kind of intriguing is we're starting to get some reports that a stunt double for Spider-Man has reportedly filmed scenes for Avengers Doomsday. However, it wasn't Tom Holland's version. Ooh, now that's coming from Daniel RPK, who I do think is one of the more reliable scoopers, but should be noted, they've gotten stuff wrong from time to time, so let's take it with a grain of salt. But this is something that we are hearing, that there is a Spider-Man stunt double filming scenes on Avengers Doomsday, but this stunt double isn't posing as Tom Holland's version. Instead, it looks like it could be Tobey's. That's fascinating because even back then, I don't know if you guys remember back when we were hearing if Spider-Man was going to be in Doomsday, Tom Holland's version, we were hearing reports like this: a stunt double with Spider-Man mask on will film some of Tom Holland's scenes for Avengers Doomsday while Tom is busy filming The Odyssey. Tom will film scenes as Peter persona for Doomsday when he's free. So we were already hearing for a while there would be some sort of stunt double playing Spider-Man in Doomsday, and we all just assumed it would be Tom Holland's version because I felt like that made the most sense with everything going on. And now we're hearing this stunt double was not posing as Tom. It could very likely be Tobey Maguire's. And that's where we're getting more reports of a Spider-Man will appear in Doomsday, just no word on which version. Okay. So for one, it would be crazy then if it's only Tobey Maguire's version and those leaked photos of Tobey, which again, I'm still of the train that those were real. I don't know if those were actually faked by AI. AI just has a certain look to it, and to me, those just look so real and convincing. Here we go. This photo here of Tobey, all that, like I don't know. They just seem like they're actually photos of them sitting down in the makeup chair that got revealed early. But it makes me so worried then what Tobey's role is going to be if Tom and Andrew Garfield are not there. Because I'm thinking we're getting a lot of deaths in Avengers Doomsday. I think a lot of the characters, mainly the X-Men characters, are going to be killed by Doom. We're going to see a lot of sacrificing, a lot of bloodshed, and I really don't want Tobey Maguire to be one of those characters that dies. But it could be the thing that would spark some sadness between Andrews and Tom Holland's version to step into the fight, right? Then we got to talk about this other stuff because Andrew Garfield was once again being questioned on stuff about his involvement in these Spider-Man movies, and he had a couple of things to say. So for one, he was asked straight up during a GQ magazine interview, Andrew Garfield, are you in Avengers Doomsday? And he said no, unequivocally effing no. And you want me to tell you something? 100% believe him. 100% believe Andrew Garfield is not an Avengers Doomsday. Maybe he is, and he duped us, and he's playing the werewolf again. I know he's done that before, but I know what Andrew Garfield sounded and looked like when he was denying the No Way Home stuff, and it was so innocent and obvious where he's like, that's Photoshop. It's not me, or I guess you'll have to find out. I don't want to disappoint you guys. Him saying effing no, to me, just sounds like he's just sick of it. He's like, guys, I'm really not in this one. No. Now, then in a different interview, he was asked about Secret Wars, and this then sounds to me like some Andrew Garfield werewolf stuff, where he said, Andrew Garfield, when he was asked if he will return as Spider-Man in Avengers Secret Wars, he said, you'll find out. Whatever response I'm having, it's Pratt, isn't it? I don't know. You'll find out. Can Minion 3C read? I don't know. You'll find out. That to me sounded more like a loosey goosey answer of like, maybe I will be, maybe I won't. I so believe he's got to be part of Avengers Secret Wars. I just feel like it's built in there. But man, I was really hoping Secret Wars would feature Toby, Andrew, and Tom. And now it's looking like it just might be Andrew and Tom. And Toby is either dead or has been thrown off into some other universe, right? So that could happen. Then he was even asked further about, he said, whether he'd be in the Beyond the Spider-Verse movies, aside from his like reused footage cameo, where he says, I really love the Spider-Verse movies. I love Lord and Miller. Just putting it out there. Would be great, but I don't know if they'd actually throw him in there in Beyond. I think if there's any big cameo in Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's going to be Tom Holland's version. They kind of already did cameos for Toby and Andrews, even if it was reused footage from their movies. I think the one they really have left is Tom. So I think if there's any big cameo and Beyond, it's a Tom Holland one, not really Andrew or Toby. But okay, that's him saying, like, I would love to be part of that movie, though. And then as far as which characters he would hope to interact with, he said Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and even Tom Hardy's Venom, which kind of surprised me because I think since the inception of the Tom Hardy Venom movies, people have been saying, oh, dude, that's Andrew Garfield's Venom. They're in the same world and they should fight. Which, no. I get that the Amazing Spider-Man movies had their issues. They were still nowhere as bad as the Venom Tom Hardy movies, all right? Just being honest with you. Don't want to see that. Don't want that to happen. But sure, if you give it to me, I'm watching it, right? Who knows if Tom Hardy would even show up in Secret Wars. Secret Wars is just already too much of a movie. So much craziness going on. So yeah, that's just some kind of stuff that's been going on. I don't know. I'm just very curious. I think the only reason they would pick Toby is because he comes from the era of those early 2000 superhero movies, right? When you would go to the theater to watch Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, you were then gifted a trailer for X-Men 2. When you'd go watch X-Men 2 or these early 2000 X-Men movies, well, then you got a trailer for his movie or his Spider-Man 3. He was just part of that little moment in the early 2000s where they were the MCU before the MCU and things weren't connected. Andrew doesn't fit that early 2000s X-Men vibe or Tom Holland with those early X-Men movies. So it feels like it's more of a poetic thing. It's like, hey, you remember these guys that were always in the theaters in the early 2000s, these X-Men, these Spider-Man, this Spider-Man, and like Blade and things like that. It's like, it feels like that's why, you know? So, maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's not even Toby's universe, but wherever the X-Men universe is in Doomsday, it's just a fully lived in MC. It's like this photo. Where is this? MCU in the 2000s. Where is it? This photo. I'm thinking maybe this is the photo that is going to be the essence of where the X-Men come from. All these characters probably exist on that other Earth, and they're just living and breathing. And again, because they all come from the same era of Marvel. It'd be really crazy then if that's just one of the worlds we explore, and this is the world where those X-Men live, where Toby's at, that version of the Hulk, these Fantastic Four. Why not? Why not, right? Someone said that photo is cringe. Nah, homie. This photo is a masterpiece. This photo right here was every nerdy kid's dream growing up. We wanted this to be a reality, and Doomsday might give us that. This is peak, okay? This is what we've been wanting, and I kind of hope it happens. So, we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see. All right. That puts an end to some Spider-Man talk. Let's get into something that will not be controversial at all. James Gunn and the Gooners turning on Jimmy Gunn. Oh, no! All right, so we just had the Peacemaker finale, which I don't even know if I could say spoilers for the end of Peace, because that finale did not have a lot of like crazy revelations, but We're mainly going to be talking about a lot of the backlash. I already posted a video about how the season 2 finale sets up the future in the DCU and what's going on there, right? So I mainly want to talk about how after that finale aired, dude, it was a crazy wave of fans just turning on James Gunn and what he's building for the universe. Where I think a lot of it is exaggerated. I think a lot of it is people going way overboard with it. But I also think some of it might be valid and is interesting to discuss. So as we go through this, I do want to say I still have faith in James Gunn. I still think what he's doing sounds exciting, but I think we are at the moment where some fans are like on a tightrope with the DCU, and it's not looking as bright as it once was, like before Superman or even after Superman, right? And so we're gonna kind of get into all that and see what you guys think about all this stuff. See, a lot of people repeating this phrase, the gun jam, the gun jam. So I kind of collected a bunch of reactions from the finale of Peacemaker, what some people were saying, and I just kind of want to talk them through it, whether you guys agree, disagree. We'll see what y'all think. So here, let me pull this up. Let's see here. Sorry. I'm trying to get it all set up. All right. So here, I have put together all these collected reactions. So let's get into it, baby. So first off, we have here, it was a clip. Someone was responding to a clip where James Gunn was talking about the thing that was set up, Salvation Run. This idea, what will kind of be the basis for the beginning of the bigger story in the DCU, right? This comic run that happened where they tossed all the villains of the DC universe onto a planet and said, you guys live there, you're stuck there, and they had to deal with it, and a bunch of stuff came from it. So one person here responded with, oh, here we go. Hang on, sorry, I got some. There we go. Where they said here, why does he do this, bruh? Who the hell cares about this random ass Bill William comic from 2000? Now, this is something I was seeing a lot of actual comic book readers voice during the reveal that Salvation Run was one of the things going on. And it was interesting to me because it does seem like an out of nowhere storyline and a random thing to kind of be a bigger basis going forward. Because it's just not one of the popular storylines, or it's not just even one of the mainstream. It's another obscure title that is going to be pushed forward. And I get it. Look, I understand. People are always saying James Gunn is not Kevin Feige, this and that. But honestly, some of the things James Gunn is doing is making me really appreciate Kevin Feige's approach to where for 10 years, every move he made, every character he introduced, every storyline he was bringing into the MCU felt like a natural progression of the next thing, right? Where it was introduce Cap, introduce Iron Man, introduce Thor, Loki, inspired from the comics where the Avengers fought Loki for the first time, going into Ultron, inspired by the Age of Ultron, even if it was loosely based off that comic, then going into Civil War, introducing Black Panther, like all this stuff, it had an honest linear progression, and things like Salvation Run are one of those like random comic series that isn't even a popular storyline, isn't even a well-loved storyline. So many people who do regularly read comics saying that run was kind of mid and it was kind of a lame story, and that's why not many people talk about it. And so pretty interesting, the again, seeing those reactions from a lot of the comic readers going, James Gunn, we love you, but your obsession with going with the obscure is not as exciting as you think it is. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I saw a lot of this as well. Some people are saying, unfortunately, dropped my hype for Man of Tomorrow by a lot. And I'm not saying I 100% agree with this one, but I'm going to tell you right now, if Man of Tomorrow ends up not really being a story about Superman and Lex Luthor fighting Brainiac, I don't know how hyped I am for that. Like, because now it just makes me wonder, what is this story knowing Salvation Run is the idea for what's coming then? So is what's going to happen instead is Lex and Superman are going to be thrown onto that planet and now they have to work together to figure out and survive. They're gonna have to is Superman gonna have to be like, hey, all these villains, you're gonna have to listen to me, Mr. Punk Rock Kindness, and I promise to get you off this planet and back on Earth. Is that the actual storyline of Man of Tomorrow? Because then that feels a little it's just different, right? Just like, okay. So I was seeing some people say like this idea of where they're going, drop my hype a little bit. Uh we had this person here said James Gunn set the bar so insanely high with the Suicide Squad and his first DC project that I'm now afraid he'll never reach those heights again. And honestly, I also gotta like kind of agree with that. I still think the Suicide Squad is the best James Gunn DC project, and not many things that he's done so far have shown this James Gunn. I even saw someone tweet, somebody needs to fire James Gunn and then rehire him just so we can get that fire in Jimmy Gunn to come back and prove he's an awesome filmmaker. Because that's what it felt like the Suicide Squad was for James. He was fired, he was canceled, his entire career and everything he worked for was almost gone. And then when he got this one chance to come back, he's like, I'm throwing everything I got at this movie. And it shows. And it's like, it'd be nice to have this Jimmy Gunn back. This one just made me laugh. Someone said Peacemaker 2 finale was a miss. Okay, now the music gimmick seems kind of effed up. This is a great just little callback to Step Brothers. If you guys don't remember in this scene, they show up in tuxedos for this job interview. And just Seth Rogen's character is like just fine with. He's like, you know what? You guys are funny. You guys are cool. I get the irony. Da, da, da. And then one of them just farts in the room, and he's like, all right, now the tuxedos seem. This is another thing. It's a joke and it's poking fun, but the Peacemaker finale really highlighted a lot of the James Gunn tropes that people are starting to become sick of. I think the Peacemaker finale was highlighting some of the things that used to be James Gunn's strengths are now becoming repetitive and almost his weaknesses. Things like his quirky dialogue, which I found very funny early on in Peacemaker season 2 when, you know, the whole bird blindness conversation, though he gets all the Pokemon, or he's like, you used my disease against me. Is that funny? Yeah, but you almost got titties killed. It was funny. And then in that finale, a lot of his humor and a lot of the way his dialogue was going about, it was getting hard to watch. Like that scene where Economos has to like think of a funny joke to distract everybody. It was like, oh, it was like hearing nails on a chalkboard screech. I'm like, oh, this James Gunn humor isn't working right now. How many times there was a needle drop? I think I have to give it credit because I don't think James Gunn actually directed the finale, but still, it was a lot of stuff in there where it's like, man, these needle drops are not hitting the way James Gunn needle drops usually happen. And it's things that are being highlighted about his writing, you know? All right, here another one. One that says, my faith in DCU keeps lowering with each new project, so I hope Lanterns is good. Along with someone saying, why are fans turning on him? This is another thing I wanted to bring up. People have also said, James Gunn did direct the finale? Okay, I thought he didn't. I remember him saying he didn't direct any of the Peacemaker 2. He did. Oh, dude, then never mind. I was going to give him some leeway in there because I thought he didn't direct it because I'm like, these needle drops are so off. Oh, man, that's bad then. That's bad. Okay. But this is something that people brought up. Okay. The next couple of projects in the DCU are not written and directed by James Gunn. We have Supergirl, we have Lanterns, we have Clayface, and then eventually we're going to go back to a James Gunn project in Man of Tomorrow. I think the DC right now desperately needs these projects that are not James Gunn based because I saw some people saying this. It's starting to feel more like the Gunverse instead of the DC universe. And that is also a problem that the Zack Snyder movies had. It was too much flavor, too much style from one specific vision. It was not feeling like a fleshed out world, but more alternate versions of one person's idea of what the world should be. Sure, we got an R-rated Peacemaker. Sure, we got a PG-13 Superman movie. But a lot of the vibe, a lot of the character, a lot of the tropes were repetitive and feeling like Gunn. I'm excited now to see Lanterns because it's going to be helmed by someone else. Supergirl, it's helmed by someone else. Clayface, someone else. I feel like that is really going to help us then see more variety into the DC universe, make us feel like, okay, this is We can get different breaths of fresh air. And as we get that feeling vibe, we could jump back into Man of Tomorrow. And hopefully by that point, James Gunn feels more confident and comfortable in the ideas he's going forward with, right? So I did like how people are bringing that up. Yeah, CBC, I hope Lanterns is more serious. I agree. I think so. Um, Supergirl is going to be a revival. I hope so. I'm really excited for Supergirl. Supergirl still sounds awesome. And you know what? Thank you guys so much for not being haters. Uh, that's one thing that I've mentioned. Sometimes people have not been able to handle criticisms with the DCU. They get so protective in all this. And that was also a funny thing to see with a lot of the reactions to the finale. Anybody who had a negative opinion on the finale, somebody was quick to say, you just wanted cameos, and that's why you don't like it. You just wanted to see big cameos. And it's like, no. If you threw a cameo in there but still did everything that the finale did, would still have a lot of complaining to do. And it's like, it's nice to see people be honest and not just glaze the gun. You know, when the gun needs glazing, we're going to glaze it when we're there. But right now, you know, it was a small fumble. Someone else, oh, this one made me laugh. Someone here said, add a co-writer to Man of Tomorrow at James Gunn. And again, it goes to showcase some people are getting a little sick of the James Gunn way of writing, his tropes, things that were familiar beats that are coming repetitive. It's like his form of writing is now becoming predictable to the point it's a little like, I don't want to say nauseating, but it's a little like, I would like something more refreshing. And so people saying like, add a co-writer, please. Meaning don't let James Gunn just be the only one to make this story. Okay, here we go. We have one saying, so I guess this is a response to James Gunn talking about, he mentions in this clip that the original ending for the Peacemaker finale was going to end right here. After we reveal checkmate has been formed, Peacemaker is happy with his friends, everything is good. It was going to end on a happy note and all the storylines were resolved. And honestly, that might have been a good way to end things there. But then James Gunn told Peter Safran his idea to have Peacemaker kidnapped, thrown in another world, and all this other stuff. And he was like, okay, so let's just do that. And so somebody responded to this saying, hang on, let me just lower this because it pops up. All right. Someone saying, no, but genuinely, I think this highlights the divide we're seeing between Gunn the artist and Gunn the CEO. His artistic instinct was to end where it made sense, only to have his CEO instincts embodied by his co-CEO. If he's not careful, it's only going to get wider and wider. And this is something that I think is interesting that James Gunn was honest about. He recently made a comment about the way he sees Kevin Feige differently now, where he kind of feels almost a little bit more respect for Kevin Feige. Let me see if I can find the exact wording. Marvel, was it this one? Let me see if I can find it. But James Gunn, you got to remember when he came out as the CEO, he was really swinging and even throwing shade at Marvel, saying, well, we're not going to greenlight movies without a script. We're not going to do this without that. And he was like really just kind of throwing Kevin Feige under the bus. And let me see here. I'm trying to find the exact quote because it was a really interesting quote. James Gunn, Kevin Feige. Okay, here we go. Here it says, James Gunn says he understands Kevin Feige better after taking charge of DC Studios. I often see myself doing the same thing with directors or writers, so I understand Kevin more now, and I've learned a lot from him. I've always liked Kevin. I've never had a problem with Kevin in terms of working with him, and it was a really, really good partnership. I think like some of the stuff we're seeing is James Gunn realizing like, oh, this CEO when universe planning, not as easy as Kevin Feige was making it look. I thought this was going to be a walk in the park, but I'm making a lot of the mistakes or things Kevin Feige would do. And I just think that's interesting that even some people are noticing that. Someone else here said, not gonna lie, that season kind of soured my excitement for the DCU. And again, it was a sentiment I was seeing a lot of people. They don't like this idea of Salvation Run, where things are headed, and it's making them go, don't know if I'm that excited anymore. And it feels like the honeymoon phase and this excitement of a brand new universe starting to teeter-totter away a little bit to some people. Here's where I was talking about with the up next projects not being by James Gunn, where someone said we badly need this because it was starting to feel like the Gunverse. With 4 projects written by him within the first 3 years of the DC already, it's also affecting his own stories due to the rush. Man, that is something that is surprising me. A lot of the a lot of some stuff is feeling rushed by James, and I've never felt that about a James Gunn project where I felt like his stories were rushed, his ideas were rushed. But that finale was the first time it did feel like, man, that was a really rushed ending. Someone said here, I'm not upset by the lack of cameos from major characters in the finale. They truly do not care. But Gunn hyping up Luther's goons and some of his favorite bands as a huge cameo was kind of funny, not gonna lie. And someone else said here, I feel like James sacrificed a good finale for the sake of setting up the next movie, not gonna lie. All right. That's also something else with this. James Gunn, love you, still respect you, still excited. We need to put the phone down, Gunn. We need to either put the phone down or we need to stop with so many interviews. Cause I was thinking to myself, like, not that I wanted the cameos, but I'm like, a lot of us did build this expectation that there was gonna be cameos or that there were gonna be some big reveals. And I was like, where did this come from? Was it scoopers? Was it people? And then I look into it and I'm like, oh, it was James Gunn himself. He said a lot of things about big stars. Let me see. James Gunn stars. He was actually hyping up the finale a lot when I go back to read a lot of his comments. He was saying things like, uh I'm the only one I'm the one who's keeping the 3 episodes away from everybody because there's too many surprises in those last 3 episodes. Let me get into it here. Oh, sorry. Especially 6 and 8. They are just crazy. My favorite thing I've done of anything. And I was like, "Oh my god. The hype came from the Gun. The Gun hyped us up and it jammed on arrival." Jimmy. And again, I feel like Gunn has to be blamed a little bit for that, where the show in itself was still fine, and I still like the season overall, but I think there is something about overhyping what it is. Overall, it was just a nice character study and development on Peacemaker and coming to terms with, who he is, loving his world and his friends around him. But he kept selling this as this big jumping point for the DCU, this next big story, this huge connection to Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow. And then you watch it and it's like, it's a small connection there and a lot of nothing else. So makes you does wonder, it's like, why does he do this in like overhyping things, It honestly also reminds me of the way he also was overhyping The Flash. You guys remember that? He was the one saying, probably the best comic book movie ever, the best thing I've ever, and then it led to a lot of people underwhelmed with The Flash or disappointed with it. It's like, that's the best comic book movie? James Gunn said that? So yeah, uh, and stuff like that. Let me see if I have any final things here. It says here, Salvation Run. Now, why the F are we starting off with a story like this in the DCU when we haven't even established Batman yet? Not even the whole Justice League. IDK, man, the DCU's timeline sounds like an absolute mess the more we dig deeper into this shared universe. I'm not going to say I fully agree, but I definitely, it was definitely funny because there was a moment, let me see if I can pull it up, where even after the finale, here we go. Even after the finale, fans themselves were so confused how that sets up the next Superman story. So we had a fan here ask James Gunn, can you please clarify how this finale is going to set up Man of Tomorrow? Like, I'm genuinely very confused about this. And James Gunn responded with, where Chris is at the end, what is happening between the government and metahumans, Rick and Lex's new partnership, all of their decisions to do what they do is all part of the future for Man of Tomorrow. And again, there's definitely some media illiteracy. There's definitely some people that needed spelled it out and put plain sight. But I'm not going to say this fan is one of them because I also, when that finale ended and even knowing some of those connecting dots and hearing about Salvation Run, I was still like, I don't see how 1 + 1 is 2, Gunn. I don't see how Peacemaker finale Salvation Run equals Man of Tomorrow. And to see that there's fans literally saying, I'm so confused. Can you explain this, Mr. Gunn? It shows a lot of this. Now, nah, I wasn't confused. And things like, so yes, so some people was finding all that. So again, I know it's sounding like a lot of negativity and a lot of like, dude, chill out. You guys are asking too much. Calm down. All this stuff. You guys just complain. I definitely think some of the complaining is way exaggerated, and it has not made me give up on Man of Tomorrow. Still really excited for that movie. But I will say, Man of Tomorrow is going to be a giant breaking point for a large number of DC fans. If Man of Tomorrow is another meh movie, doesn't even have to be a bad movie, just like a meh movie or kind of okay, like some people take it lukewarm, we're going to see a lot of people jump ship on the DCU, and then a lot more people be vocal about their turn on James Gunn. I think one messy finale does not negate all the cool stuff James Gunn has done so far with like the Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos, still really like Superman. But I think we are noticing some cracks in the vision, some things feeling slightly off. We'll see how it goes, but man, I really need Man of Tomorrow to knock it out of the park so that we can keep this ignited excitement into the DC universe, because it's like, still need to get Wonder Woman, still need to get Batman going, and I want to see that Justice League movie. Even if this is a mess and I don't like Man of Tomorrow, I still just want to see the Justice League movie happen, dude. So, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, still looking for, my sentiments exactly. Still looking forward to the DCU, but it was interesting how one kind of meh finale made a lot of people start turning on James Gunn and the DCU. What do you guys make of all that? Because I thought it was kind of crazy to see and witness and have it all unfold. All right. I think then that covers all the topics for this live stream. Now it is time to get into your guys' viewer submitted questions. Here, just switching over to this. Right before we get into those super chats and whatnot, I think I am just gonna hop onto the Reddit just for a little bit, just see what kind of madness or craziness is going on there, because there's always something going on in that Reddit, and maybe it'll be fun. You need to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I've always wanted to, not gonna lie, but it definitely seems like a game where I need to invest hours upon hours, and I just unfortunately don't have that right now. Especially now when I was sick for a week and I have to catch up on a lot of spooky videos I had planned. But something I definitely do want to play, because I always see people hype it up. Man, Chris has the mouth of a sailor. Oh no, what did I say? Let me just this is from the live stream I did with We Watched the Movies. They had me on. Really nice fellers. Been watching them even before I was a YouTuber. What did I say?
All this shit.
What do you guys think this means? Because it looks like could be a Dutch oven. It could be a sexual
masturbating.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a scroll.
Masturbating with a friend.
This is not me.
Pumpkin and shit. It takes one Ring camera and one upload to TikTok for you to be fucked. Because I was like, kids.
I'm a chameleon. Okay? I know the We Watched a Movie people are filthy, sick, nasty animals who curse every 5 seconds. I was simply trying to fit in. Okay? You put me next to a priest in church? I'm going to be holy and I'm going to recite the Bible like a good Samaritan. Michael 3:14. Thou who has a banana shall never go hungry. But on this channel, we keep it family friendly. You will never catch me saying anything disgusting on this channel. Orale. I'm gonna have to, let me see if I can say, and no one told you life was gonna be this way. Oh, Chris Parker, okay. Nice moves. Who else is part of my friends group? John Flickinger, I miss that man. I wish he would stay making more content. We got Sean Chandler, the good old buff man. Good Sean. Oh, like that said. We got Cody Leach, the rock and roll thugger. Good stuff. Good stuff there. And we got Austin Burke. Everybody needs a dork. We love a good dork. Just love you, Austin. Good stuff. Nice to see happen. Netflix announced the next season of Monster, the Chris Parker story. Oh man. Once he dressed like a minion, it was over. Is there's FNAF stuff? Okay. Let me see this FNAF poster. All right. Hate this coughing. Oh! That poster is awesome. Oh, dude, that is cool. You got Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, Endoskeleton, Toy Bonnie, and Freddy or is mangled, I guess is what you call him. That's a good poster. Ooh, I like in the red too. Ooh, I like that poster. That's a poster I would hang up. I really like that. Chica, stop looking at me that way, girl. What you gonna do? What am I gonna do? They still have not announced any popcorn buckets for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and Blumhouse has usually been very bad about making popcorn buckets for their movies, but they're coming out with a popcorn bucket for the Black Phone. I'm definitely gonna get my hands on. And so this gives me hope Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is going to get an awesome popcorn bucket. I hope it is actually Toy Chica's or Chica's Cupcake, because that would be awesome. Ooh, was that the only thing they just did, or was there more? That's a great poster. That's a good poster. Oh, damn, man. I'm gonna have to pause the stream for a sec. That's it? Yeah, that's it. There was rumors there might be a trailer or something, so you guys will let me know if they end up posting anything else. That's a good poster, though. I like that. Oh, the box ghost. Ooh. Honestly, you know what? That actually really does look like the box ghost. If you know who the box ghost is, we can be friends. And you know what? Not a bad hint to the costume for next week. All right. Chris is just encouraging the brain. I promise I didn't do this one on purpose. I know I've been doing the 6-7 meme a lot. This one was not. This was unintentional. That sounds cool, but it would sound cooler if we had like 6 or 7. That was not. I swear it was not on purpose. Oh, I can explain. Best dimension ever. I have a disease called awesome. You won't understand it because you don't have it. Make sense? Make sense? I'm gonna get it! No! Fuck you! I was so mad. By the way, I am aware they're adding I think Ghostface is now available today. They finally added him to the item shop. They have like an ability with Ghostface. We're going to get Jason, Terrifier, all that. I am planning Fortnite content. And so be on the lookout on the Clips channel for me to do some of the content with these horror characters in there. Those Fortnite videos are always fun to do, and you guys show up for them. So stay tuned for those. This image is going to haunt my dreams. Hey, kid. How you doing? Dude, Art the Clown looks awesome in Fortnite. I cannot wait to get him. He's gonna look great. I'll definitely do a stream when he gets up. Put that cock down, son. Put that cock down, son. What is bro yapping about? Welcome to Salvation Land. Orale. Whatever response I'm having, it's Pratt. That's pretty good. I like that. It's good. Ooh. I don't mind that logo read. Okay, I'll be honest. I've been wanting a bit of a logo upgrade, redesign, nothing too crazy or wild, but I've been wanting to update the graphics on my channel for a little bit, make it a little bit more polished and nice. Not a bad idea. Don't know if I'd go with this one, but hey, I like it. Not bad, not bad. Has Chris seen Grave Encounters 2? Herrick from Final Destination Bloodlines played main character in this. Oh, nice. And look, there you have Mike and Jay, all young. It's a hungry world. They're gonna eat you alive. Man, I had to mute the music because I got a copyright claim. I'm sorry, guys. So if you watch the Peacemaker video I did now, I had to mute a lot of that music. Let's see here. If you are looking for an image, it was probably deleted. Cancel Chris Parker for committing yellowface. Oh my goodness, is that a thing? I really hope not. I'm just trying to be a minion. Hey fool, what you doing in my swamp? Just because you yellow don't mean you belong here, you yellow belly. The blonde 3C is back and he's celebrating this baddie. Who's she? I don't know her. Oh, what they look, it looks like Guy Fieri about to cook a dog. Flavor Town. Vigilante. Woke Man is gonna haunt my dreams. Good stuff. A lot of good stuff we've been seeing. Spooky Island before. After. Yeah, the Ferris wheel just was too distracting, didn't end up working. But yeah, I definitely liked it. That is definitely one of the videos I was literally working on right before I got sick. I have all the costumes and props ready. Need to get to finishing it. No. People are saying Megan Fox's toy Chica. You're lying. That is not true. What? What? Oh my, this is real? Megan Fox is gonna be voicing Toy Chica? Well, awesome. Mad Pack gotta be Toy Bonnie. Scott, you're a fan of my channel. Who do I get to be, buddy? Come on, man. Scott, if you're out there, dude, I'll do it all. $5. Whatever I'll be it. Megan Fox's Toy Chica, dude. That is insane. That is crazy. I can't believe that got confirmed and announced. Who else? Is that it? Is there anybody, everybody else confirmed? Let me see Johnny Blocks, what he's got to say. Megan Fox's Toy Chica is wild, dude. Kellen Golf will voice Toy Freddy. I'm sorry, not familiar with him. Seems like he'll be a nice guy. Not that hard to go. Does Toy Freddy even go? Toy Freddy and New York Comic Con. Oh, they just had them there. Dude, that is crazy. That is so good, dude. Nah, that's not. Sorry, I'm simping Toy Chica even harder now if it has the Megan Fox voice. I can't even do a Megan Fox voice. I'm Megan Fox. I like Transformers and Ninja Turtles. Ah. That was crazy, dude. I can't believe that was real. Okay. You guys just got my reaction to that. I love that. That's great. That's going to be a great reaction clip on there. Let's just I think that's all that we're going to do for the whatchamacallit. The Reddit. Let's go into some of your viewer submitted in questions. That's awesome. I can't believe we got to see that live. Toy Chica. All right, let me see here. Let's get into it. Man, I got to make some TikToks now. That's some big news, guys. I'm going to be so late to some of this stuff. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of this news. With Jumanji 3 update as well? Dang. All right. Let me pull up the chat to the side here. That way I can have you. Did I see the Dumbledore set pics? I did see it, but it was all right. All right. Good evening, Chris. Have you watched any of your Nightmare on Elm Street 4Ks yet? If so, how are the quality of the transfers? Yeah, I got the 4K box set for Nightmare on Elm Street. It's downstairs right now because I popped in part 4, 5 because I wanted to see the uncut of 5 and Wes Craven's New Nightmare because I hadn't seen that one since I was a kid. They all look great. They all look really good, man. But it's kind of that thing where I never pay too much attention to the quality. So like I can't even distinguish what it looked like in VHS to now in 4K, but just know that they look really good and I'm just happy to have those movies. All right. Hey Chris, it's my B-day. Can you say happy birthday in the Red Lights voice and perhaps video. Day 462, by the way. Once you feel better, maybe you'll be in luck this year, buddy. I don't know. Maybe. Right, light shavy day. Good job. Good job. All right. Nick and Linda, Love Horror says, how would you feel if Freddie K was actually a victim of mob mentality rather than guilty of his crimes? I've thought about that. It's kind of hard to say. It's like I kind of like the idea of it, because then you would be like, this is why we have the justice system, because and it could be mob mentality where it's like people just believe a person's guilty even when the evidence is in front of them. um I wouldn't mind it as much, especially also if they don't do pedo Freddy, because I just like that. Freddy is one of my favorite horror killers, and it's just hard to root for one that's a pedo, right? So I wouldn't mind it as its own separate thing. I know they tried doing it in the remake, but it didn't work out as much. So yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm also fine with the usual origin that he did do it, and the parents took revenge into their own hands. Chris is live while we wait for the FNAF 2 trailer. Decisions. Well, so far, trailer has not dropped. Trailer has not dropped yet. See if they added any more voices. No, man, just Megan Fox's Chica, dude. Oh, Lord, dude. All right. We have here King Daddy Goat says, "Are you gonna do a spoiler video for Good Boy?" Probably not. It's past some time now. And the movie came out. I could spoil it right now if the chat would like. If the chat wants a spoiler for Good Boy, I can go into the spoiler, because believe it or not, I saw some people did not understand the ending for whatchamacallit, Good Boy. Right now I just put a poll up in the chat. So if you want the spoiler on what that movie actually did, tell me yes, tell me no. And then I will get into it here. Seems like most people are just saying, yeah, spoil it, Chris, spoil it. While some people are like, no, please, I still need to see that Good Boy. The Good Boy was good boy in it. All right. I guess I'll do it really quick. I'm gonna do it with the photo of Good Boy on screen. And once the photo goes away, that is when spoilers are done. So you can skip ahead in the video, or if you're watching live, just mute until you see the Good Boy photo go away. So, okay, here's the photo. Oh, let me show it. Here's the Good Boy photo. I'm going to go into spoilers for it. Once this photo goes away, I will be then going into the rest of the questions and whatnot, not spoiling the movie anymore. Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie Good Boy, just to reiterate what the movie is about. So this was a movie that went viral online because it was a movie from the perspective of a dog, where it looked like he goes to a haunted house with his owner and starts seeing all this paranormal stuff going about. And, kind of like an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, that's what a lot of people were comparing it to. And just the dog's perspective of seeing this haunted entity go about. And so you go to watch the movie and you find out that's actually not what the movie is about at all. It turns out the twist, or the actual thing going on in Good Boy, is that the owner, we find out, is actually dying from a form of cancer. And it's not that the house is haunted, but instead the dog is seeing his owner slowly die, and death getting closer and closer to the owner until it finally kills him. And this is a really interesting thing, because it's real. If you look it up right now, there are actual studies where dogs have the ability to smell cancer on their owner. That's a real proven thing. It's like a myth right now that dogs can see ghosts, right? I know some people are like, it's not a myth, Chris, it's real. My dog can see Casper, all right? Okay, buddy, well, your dog can. But for all intents and purposes, it can't really be proven that a dog can actually see a ghost, since, for one, ghosts aren't even proven to be real or fake, right? But it has been proven that a dog can smell cancer or illnesses on its owner. And so that was actually so fascinating. So the movie literally opens up with the owner having like this seizure and bleeding from its nose as the cancer starts to form, and the dog turns, and in the corner of the room, this dark entity appear, starting to get closer to the owner, which is basically representing almost like the Grim Reaper or death appearing about to take the life of the owner. And so the movie is very heartbreaking for that, because the dog does not understand what this is, why this is happening, or why this is going on. It just sees this dark thing getting closer and closer to its owner as it's going through chemotherapy. The owner is getting weaker. In fact, the owner at some points is even getting a little angry with the dog, because chemo apparently is not easy to go through. It makes you weaker, it makes you feel sick, it makes you feel nasty. So there's even a moment in the movie where the owner is like just mean to the dog, pushes him away and is mad at him, and even locks him away. And I felt like that was actually the very heartbreaking and sad part of the movie. It's the way an owner starts dying and the dog just has to see that happen to its owner. So the movie was never about a haunted house or this ghost or this entity coming after somebody. It's just the dog seeing their owner die slowly, and that's how the movie ends. The owner eventually dies, and the dog does see the owner as a ghost, and that owner being pulled away by this dark entity, a grim reaper. And that's what made it so heartbreaking and sad at the end, because the owner gets to say goodbye to the dog in ghost form, and he's like, "You're a good boy." And it was such a sad, dark ending. And it's so funny because a lot of people missed that's what was going on. If you go watch Jeremy John's review, which no hate to Jeremy John's, he didn't get that's what the movie was actually about. He was like, I guess the ghost possessed the owner or something happened and he died. I don't know, but it was kind of sad. I'm like, oh, Jeremy, you missed what was going on in the movie. It went over your head, buddy. I was listening to his review going, he didn't get what the movie was about. So, yeah, pretty sad stuff. I still really liked it, and I thought it was a pretty heartbreaking, but it's one of those movies I'm only going to watch once because it was just so sad. It was so sad. Okay, let's let's go back. There we go. Good boy spoilers over. Do you think December, January is the best bet to release the first teaser for Brand New Day? Oh, for sure. I think, yeah, probably December around Christmas. We're probably getting the brand if they keep their release date, because part of me still wondering if they're gonna delay the movie. If they don't, awesome. But that would be around the 6-month mark, and that's when movies as big as Spider-Man would start some of their marketing, some of their things. So could be a poster, could be a small teaser, but yeah. For everybody spamming in the chat that they cast Toy Chica, we already talked about it. I reacted to it live, and it was crazy. Excuse me. Sorry, man. I hate this cough. Isaac Sanchez says, if you're a Peanuts fan, Warner Brothers released the Peanuts Ultimate TV Special Collection on Blu-ray and DVD for its 75th anniversary. Oh, nice. I like a good Peanut. Yes, no. Peacemaker Season 2 was one of the worst seasons ever made and a nothing burger. James Gunn overhyped, and Eagly had more entertaining plot. I don't even know if I would say more entertaining plot, but the Eagly plot in Season 2 kind of just felt like, why did we do that? Just to give Eagly something to do? Have Michael Rooker as this eagle hunter and do this spirit chant to hunt it? That was like such a random subplot with the Eagly storyline in Season 2. I liked it, but it was so random. All right, here we go. Nick, Linda Loves Horror says, if you can think of a horror movie that disappointed you the most, what director would you choose to remake it to have the most potential to be great? Oh man, a horror movie that like disappointed me. I don't know. I've been disappointed in Long Legs. I thought was a little disappointing and whatnot. I don't know what director would change my mind, with like a Jordan Peele or something. A Nightmare on Elm Street, but not remake it. More like Jordan Peele's own version of that. Oh, The Strangers. You're right. The Strangers. Let's have that directed by Fede Alvarez. I bet Fede Alvarez would do a much better The Strangers movie. Let's do that. Oh, dear Lord. It's 3C Minion. Phantom Entertainment sends in some love. Thank you so much. Bryson Arby says, hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good one. Says, oh no, Chris, you're a minion. I sure am, Lois Clark. I see you changed your profile picture. Nice. We have here Joshua Guinera says, probably watching VHS Halloween tonight. How scary is it? Love a good, fun, scary movie. I would say most of the movie is good fun, and then there's that one segment called Kid Print that is just horrifying, dark, and honestly ruins the mood a little bit. But maybe that's a good thing because it was actually unsettling and uncomfortable to watch. But I still liked Halloween VHS. Soul Owner sends in a super sticker. Thank you so much. Peyton Rourke says, will you do a Fortnite video with the new Ghostface? Yes, I plan to do a Ghostface one. I'm going to try to do each killer their own video through the reveals. So I'm doing the Ghostface video, then I'll do a Jason video and a Terrifier video. I don't know if the Grabber will get his own video, but you know, yeah. See here. Congratulations on the role in VHS Halloween. I was not the baby, I promise. I was not. Ever wonder what people do while watching you? Oh, dude, I'm imagining you guys eating, walking around the house, probably cleaning. Some of you at the gym. Good, keep it up. If you're like me, you're probably just sitting there staring off, avoiding something you're supposed to be doing, but listening to me instead. Hey, we all been there, buddy. Y'all better not be gooning. Snow L. Jackson says, which one do you think will make more at the box office? Simpsons. Oh, Minecraft 2. I'm sorry. I don't think the Simpsons movie is as big as it used to be. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll be happy to be proven wrong and be like, dang, Simpsons hype is still there. When the Simpsons first movie came out, I think Simpsons was at an all-time high. A lot of people knew it. A lot of people were excited for it. Now I don't know if that is there. I think if there's anything, it's going to be a Family Guy movie that'll have that kind of hype. So if anything, Minecraft movie 2 is destroying them. Reed Jackson Media says, I hope you've been taking care of yourself, man. Ready for them spooky videos. Yeah, Reed. Sorry, buddy. Reed, I don't know if you're watching right now, but if you could really help me out, buddy, and I'm definitely going to pay you for this as is. But Reed, if you're watching right now, if you can find a way to make a short clip, like for a short form video of the Toy Chica Toy Chica reveal that it's by Megan Fox, I would really appreciate that so I can post that on TikTok. Because that would be a good clip. If you can't read and you're busy, I understand, buddy. No worries. Cam Play says, hey, Chris, I'm not very caught up on horror films last year. I watched All Evil Dead. Should I watch Friday the 13th franchise or the Chucky? Should I watch Friday the 13th franchise or the Chucky? Said that twice. If I had to choose, dude, I'd go with Chucky. I think Chucky is more consistently fun. I know some people are going to hate on me. I think Chucky has more consistently fun, enjoyable movies than Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th definitely has their good movies and have this spooky vibes. But you want me to be honest with you? I would start at Friday the 13th, part 3. And then I think I would skip 4. So I don't hate 4. I still like 4, A New Beginning. But since that's the one where Jason isn't even in it, you could skip that one. So start with 3, skip 4, go to 5, and then onward from 5. You know, just being honest. But with Chucky, dude, go ahead and then skip C to Chucky. And then go to Curse. I guess you have to watch C to then eventually join Curse. Dude, this sickness, dude. Sorry. 7 Webheads made a comeback. Did you ever watch them? If so, what you think? Yeah, 7 Webheads was somebody I definitely watched in the Amazing Spider-Man era days, and it was just cool to see them back. And I wish them well. But don't step into my territory, 7 Webheads. This is my channel now. Spider-Man news, my thing. This is my territory. No, I'm just kidding. This is territory for everybody. So yeah. Someone said skip the final. I wouldn't skip final chapter. Someone said, bro, 4 is better than 5. I like 4, like I said, but some people, you know. Who to date? A humanoid alien or a robot lady? Oh, a humanoid alien. I don't want to get into the specifics and the nasty, but yeah, a humanoid alien. Megan or Gamora, bro? I'm going Gamora. Because I think if I went Megan, they would arrest me. Do you still collect NECA figures? I actually do. This is the most recent one I got. I need to get the Walmart exclusive, but I just got the Art the Clown. Woo! I love this. This looks awesome. The Walmart exclusive is him covered in blood, so I need to get that one. But I haven't gotten the chance to get it. What would a new Elm Street need to top the original? A new Elm Street to I don't know about top the original, but it would just need to rely on practical effects, good visuals during the dream sequences. I think that's one thing that I'm like, how are y'all not realizing the Freddy Krueger movies could be the Spider-Verse of horror, with every dream being so stylistically different and unique and creating a good horror movie. The endless potential for what you could do is just there, but it would definitely need to rely a lot on practical effects with a mixture of CGI, the way like Alien Romulus did a good job with like xenomorphs and practical and CG. Name the movie. How sweet. Dark meat. Well, Freddy versus Jason, where Freddy was a little racist. We should have known from a kid killer. You going to react to the New York Comic Con FNAF 2? I mean, I reacted to the poster, and we already... excuse me. I already see you guys still talking about it. We talked about the news, about the voices, Megan Fox and Matt Pat. I'll be posting on the Clips channel so y'all can see that. Do you like goth or girly talk? I'm not. As a kid, growing up, I was definitely attracted to the goth baddies. I liked me a good goth baddie. I had a major crush on the girl from Danny Phantom. What was her name? Ember. I was like, Danny, you got a baddie right there, buddy. Leave. Well, no, it was not Ember. What was her name? Danny Phantom friend. Not that friend. What was it? Sam. Danny Phantom had this right there. And well, you know what? I also don't blame him for that. I don't know why I thought it was just a regular white chick. That was his sister. That's who I was thinking. I thought it was this girl that he was always after. That was his sister. All right, you know what? Danny Phantom did have a hard choice. The Latina baddie or the goth baddie? Danny Phantom, man. I'm sorry to have questioned your game, Mr. Phantom. Galaxy Waffle says, "Sup, Chris? What are you most excited for out of all that's coming in 2026? Games, movies, future lore. Also, really hyped to see what's to come for Peacemaker. Well, Spider-Man Brand New Day, just to see this like refreshing feel into the Spider-Man universe. That's definitely one. What other things do we got? Supergirl. I actually am really curious to see how Supergirl turns out. What games are coming out next year? Is that new Naughty Dog game coming out? Or like the space adventure game? That seems interesting. Lego Batman, yeah, the Wolverine game. Yes, thank you guys. Those are things I'm really looking forward to. Someone said, you going to watch Roofman? I'm seeing it Sunday. Okay, believe it or not, I did watch Roofman. I actually saw a screening of it this morning, went to Alamo Drafthouse to watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna do a review on the movie, just because I got so much other stuff going on right now. I'm not gonna have time, and I don't know how big of a clicker that is. But I will say, loved it. I thought it was a really nice movie. I thought it's a true story. If you guys don't know, with Channing Tatum. Let's see, was it Roofman? A story about this guy who like robbed 45 McDonald's, went to prison, escaped prison, and then hid out inside of a Toys R Us. It was honestly a really great movie. Channing Tatum showed a lot of range in his dramatic chops. I also loved just how real the movie felt in terms of like just the story, because the dude is a criminal, but you feel so bad for him. You sympathize with him. There's a lot of his personal things that go on with him that make you like kind of want to see him succeed. But you know, as a criminal, he's eventually got to pay for what he did. And I also like movies where you see people scam the system. So it's interesting to see how he like robs a McDonald's, how he like all the things he does inside of a Toys R Us just to survive and be living in it. The way he escaped out of prison, I thought was a really cool scene. It's a highly recommend movie. If you have the chance to watch it in theaters, I would say it's worthy of watching in theaters. But if you'd rather wait till streaming, that's fine. It's still definitely a movie I recommend. It's good. It's a good dramatic movie. It's got some funny stuff in it, but honestly, I think overall the things that highlight it best are the drama elements and the relationship Channing Tatum has with Kristen Dunst's character. Really good movie. A really good movie. I really liked it a lot. Someone said there's more FNAF. What else was the FNAF news? We already talked about the voice castings. What was the rest of the FNAF news? People just coming in to spam it. R-rated Powerpuff Girls body horror parody film titled Professor is coming from the Cineverse and bloody. Oh, I gotta look into that. I haven't heard that. I'll definitely look that up when the stream ends, buddy. What's up, Chris? I remember I would watch you in 2017. Woo! Man, that's been a while. 2017. Dude, that's a year after I started my channel. You've been watching for a while. Hope Minecraft 2 doesn't affect Man of Tomorrow's box office. Are they close in release? Man, it might eat away, but that's also Warner Brothers, so it's a win-win, if we're being honest. We have here top 5 Halloween movies, not just the franchise. Ooh! All right, so Halloween movies overall, I guess I'm gonna go towards like the vibe they give off. Trick or Treat, I'm not gonna put them in top 5, but I'll say 5 that for sure. Trick or Treat, I think is for sure there. Halloween 2. If I had to pick any of the Michael Myers Halloween movies, it's gonna be Halloween 2. That one just really does give me that vibe. Oh, what's another, man? In terms of like Halloween filled, I guess Halloween Town. I really like that better than Hocus Pocus. I'll tell you that. And I'm trying to find a couple more that are like just give off that feeling that it's like Halloween. Some people are saying Hoobie Halloween. I wanted to love Hoobie Halloween, but it didn't get up there for me. It did not get up there for me. Let's see here. Trying to see if there's any better suggestions in the chat there. That says Halloween 2 does tickle your picker. The first Halloween 2, not Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Don't think that. I guess I'd go with the first Scream. I know it's not much of a Halloween movie, but it does get me in that vibe, and I like the idea of the killer is going around stalking. I'm trying to think. I know people say Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm honestly of the camp it's more of a Christmas movie. Get me. I guess then a Nightmare on Elm Street movie just to throw it in there. I'll put Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Oh, you know what? Terrifier 2. That's a good pick. Terrifier 2 is a good pick. Stream 9 of asking to unban my account, Mr. Death, and be able to send super chats. I mean, buddy, Mr. Death, if you can send super chats already, what's the difference? The punishment, someone said, boo, Madea Halloween. Ban them and lock away their dog. Smooth says, can you watch Michael Myers versus Jason short film on Reddit? It's only 1 minute long and not copyrighted music was used. You won't be disappointed. Let's see. You said it's only a minute. Michael Myers versus Jason Reddit? I don't see a video. Don't see a video. I just see people talking about it. I'll give it one last look-see, and if I don't see nothing, it's over. Don't see it, buddy. Anything? Oh, sorry, boss. I didn't find it. It's just my face. I'm looking on, this is my subreddit. I'm looking on it. I don't see the, unless there's a link somewhere. Sorry, hang on. I'm looking one more. Oh. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I just skimmed through that. That video looks a little sus, buddy. Hey, Chris, have you ever watched Moral Oral? That sounds dirty. No, I have not. What's that about? In my opinion, Minecraft 2 will probably be like FNAF 2, where it's the first film, be for the fans. Now with the sequel, they will actually try to make a story or a better movie. Well, I hope so. That'd be nice. Let's see here. Rip, Tom, I thought you were going to wear a costume this stream. This is my costume. I don't regularly look like this. Can we get Predator? Yes, I hope to do Predator reviews. That is definitely something I have in mind. Unk, can you stack donuts on it? Not even donut holes on it, buddy. Hey, Chris, next week is the Adeline Film Festival, and I'm going because Del Toro's Frankenstein is going to be shown at the festival. Oh, well, Netflix is going to be holding a screening in Dallas, so I'll be able to watch Frankenstein, but not till the 15th. I can't wait to see it. Hey, Chris, did you know New York Comic Con started yesterday, and tonight is Blumfest, where we get sneak peeks of upcoming Blumhouse movies? Yeah, we just got some updates with the FNAF stuff. And people keep spamming it, but we've already talked about it. We've seen the voice casting, guys. Megan Fox, all that. I'll put it up on the Clips channel if y'all want my reaction to when that popped up. Excuse me. Adult Archive says they keep saying Miramax bought the Halloween rights. I thought they already owned them. Their name is shown with Blumhouse on the last 3 movies. Why of all the Marvel characters, we've heard from DJs here. Why of all the Marvel characters, Spider-Man the most consistently popular and profitable one? Just curious. I think it's just a teenager, really cool power, really cool suit, hits a lot of the high notes. So relatable too, I feel. That would be my guess. Let's see here. Hi, Chris. Did you know James Gunn set up Crisis on Earth X by leaving Peacemaker's brother alive, leading to the possibility of an invasion on Earth 1? Yeah, it seems like it, but I'd like to see who else would be part of that universe that, would come pouring in. But yeah, definitely seems like they set that up. Do you think Sony will allow Marvel to allow the movies a bit darker? There's no No Way Home. It has all the characters along with the gritty ultimate stories like vampires, Craven, Spidey characters. Slightly, but I don't think ever that much. They still want to keep it family friendly and have that appeal. So yeah. Superman, let my metahuman go. At least Gunn isn't making any more future projects for now. For now, he's still got some in the works, and I'm sure he's going to be announced for a couple other directorial things. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, as long as he keeps up the quality. Have you thought about turning on memberships? I'd love to support you, and I'm sure that would be cool. A member-only Discord or behind-the-scenes videos could be fun. I actually am considering it more nowadays. I just want to make sure if I do it, I am actually consistent and I give you guys who are members content to make it worth it. Because I don't just want to turn it on and then take your money and be like, oh, guys, I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Urel Lopez sends in some love. Thank you so much. We have Procrastinator says, what scares me the most is that Gunn said on the podcast that episode 8 might be his favorite thing he ever made. Yeah, it's like, well, it might be my least favorite thing you've ever made, Gunn. So how about we fix that? How about we fix that? Hey, Chris, I love your videos, and I've been wondering what the writing process for your videos are like. Thanks for the awesome content. No writing process. Everything is on the fly and on my off the top of my head. Not even kidding. I'll make bullet points if I want to hit certain things, but I'm more of a just off the top of my head kind of guy. Sometimes that works for me, and I think it works for the entertaining wise. It lets me be entertaining and just kind of crazy because whatever flows flows. But it does then make me mess up, not end up sometimes saying some things factual or mispronouncing things or getting a certain thing wrong or two. So I would benefit from it, but I kind of like just the sporadic energy of me winging it. Will you hate Doomsday if Toby dies? It depends on how they do it. Toby dying would be so unbelievably devastating, but if they somehow pull it off, I will be okay with it, but I just don't see a way they could pull it off where I'd be okay with it, I feel like people are overreacting about the Peacemaker finale. It was a mid-finale to an otherwise great season. Saying the DCU is based on one mediocre episode is crazy to me. I 100% agree. There is definitely some overreaction. I'm still excited, still looking forward to James Gunn, but I do think it is the small snowball that could lead to something bigger if James doesn't start tightening up some things in his universe. Thoughts on an ending of Ares end credits scene? I don't want to spoil anything because the movie's just barely out, but the things that they teased at the end of Ares and are setting up, is the movie I was hoping Ares would be, as opposed to what we got. And it kind of sucks that we have to watch this one to then maybe get the movie a lot of fans wanted, particularly involving Tron Legacy. You know what I mean? So hopefully we do get to that point, but we'll see. Any news on Terrifier 4? There was some from an interview between, I forget the wrestler's name, Chris Jericho. But I think I'm going to put it for a side flick because right now I've forgotten what those updates were. It was just a lot of stuff of Damien kind of emphasizing then how much he's going to change or how much he's going to reveal about Art the Clown's backstory, how he's going to go crazy with some of the kills, but he's also wanting to keep some of the mystery. So some of the stuff like that, I definitely will be bringing up in a side flick. Hi 3C, what are your favorite Fanta? Which on any Chucky's Punch or Haunted Apple? To my favorite I know I say Fanta. Whenever I say Fanta, it's years of me being tired of saying Fanta. Quiero Fanta. Give me Fanta. I know it's pronounced Fanta, but there was a point when I hit 10 where I found it funnier to be like, I'll have the Fanta, Daddy. I'll have the Fanta. Okay? I know how to pronounce Fanta. Piss me off here. Minion who gets angry. So my favorite Fanta is the pineapple one, and it's honestly the pineapple one that is like peak to me. Sometimes I like the strawberry one, but I'm gonna go pineapple one is the best. Fanta, Fanta, don't you wanna, Fanta wanna? I remember that song. Someone just asked me in the chat to sing that. Hey Chris, have you watched the final season of My Hero Academia? It's really great so far, and also would I actually still need to watch the finale for My Hero Academia, and my lady has been hounding me because she's like, we need to finish it, but I just haven't had Tom Holland's Spider-Man appears in a post-credit scene in Avengers 5. It would be cool, especially if Toby dies. We do need him to show up. Hi Chris, I wanted to apologize for what I did last year being weird. I feel bad about it. I hope you can forgive me. I've already forgotten, DP69. I've already forgotten, buddy. So, you is forgiven. Thanks for coming on tonight, even if you're sick. Yeah, I want to say I'm 95% better, but I still have like this cough and phlegm in the back of my throat that's like bothering me every now and then. But I'm glad I'm able to talk. I thought I was going to be coughing so much more. Megan Fox's Toy Chica confirmed. I know, it's crazy. I cannot believe that. And it's kind of cool. It makes me wonder how much of Megan Fox will actually be speaking. Will it be just a couple of lines here and there, like a couple of catchphrases lines? Will there actually be a lot of speaking done by the toy animatronics? I honestly think it's going to be a bunch of one-liners. I don't think we're going to get a whole bunch of like moments of them actually talking throughout the movie, but still so cool and great marketing point to be like Megan Fox's Toy Chica, you sick nasty pervs. Definitely got me happy. Hey Chris, did my previous super chat go through? For some reason it said my message was redacted. No, it went through, buddy. We read it and talked about it. You made a great point about the James Gunn finale and people overreacting. I thought the twist was going to be that the dog was dead the entire time and was a spirit protecting its owner. That would have been a crazy twist. But no, it was a more grounded movie than that. Did you see that Megan Fox got cast as Toy Chica? I did. Both me and my banana saw it, and let me tell you, my banana is happy. This banana, you perverts. Yeah, you didn't think I had a real banana, huh? I haven't watched Peacemaker. I hope it's not how for many tomorrow. Do you think Gunn is putting too much focus Peacemaker instead of other DC heroes? That is kind of my fear. I definitely am protective of Superman because I saw people complain that he made him too weak, he made him too nothing. I think like Gunn did a good enough of making Superman very strong while still vulnerable in a comic book setting where he could have interesting fights with other characters. But I definitely feels like he's propping up his favorites a little bit more, and it's like, can we get a Green Lantern? Can we get a Flash? Can we get a Wonder Woman? Can we get a Batman before you start making Peacemaker the face of stuff? So slightly, but not too much. Not too much. Someone just said Chris Pratt is playing Withered Freddy. Don't you play with me, man. Have you seen Xmas Bloody Xmas? I don't recommend. That one sounds like from. Is that the one with the Santa that comes to life? It's a crazy one. It's a crazy one. Got to MK2 panel as Bo Rai Cho instead, Chris. Oh. That would be a crazy outfit to do. Got it, boss. Also, let me know when Bambi is ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will always hope for DCU no matter what. Okay. Is there any hope for a good DC cinematic universe? Which studio should take it from Warner Brothers in your opinion? Um who are the ones up for grabs right now? Is it Paramount? I know, right? It feels like is it so hard to just have a simple I'm just going to say it. They shouldn't copy Marvel. No, copy Marvel. Just do it. Who cares? They you're gonna copy a successful formula that worked and led to 10 years of prosperity and growth and building of a brand? No, why? If somebody loses weight in a successful way, are you then gonna go, well, I'm not gonna copy that method. I'm gonna be different. Well, that method works, so you should just copy that method, Tubby. All right? So if Kevin Feige has a blueprint for a working universe, then just let DC. I don't care. At this point, I'm sick of the mess of the overarching this. I don't care. Batman movie, Superman movie, Wonder Woman movie, Flash movie, Justice League movie. Then throw in a Martian Manhunter or this movie or that movie. Just follow it. I don't care at this point. I said what I said. I just want DC to succeed. Hear me out. What do you think of Sam Raimi Nightmare on Elm Street movie? I think honestly a Sam Raimi movie would be pretty cool. I feel like he would actually do something cool with it. I'd love to see that. Especially seeing what he does with like the Doctor Strange stuff. I know it wasn't Multiverse Madness wasn't great, but I feel like he has a good eye to do something fun. I saw Tron Ares Wednesday, and I thought it was pretty good. Liked Legacy better, but I thought it was better than the 80s one original. You know what? I'll give you that. Yeah, still Legacy was still better. It was fine. It was fine. What movie are you gonna hype up for November and December? Probably Predator Badlands, Avatar Way of Water. Those are probably the only two. I can't think of any other. I am really excited for that Timothy Chalamet movie, Marty Supreme. I've been hearing great things about that, so I'm super excited to see that movie. Oh, FNAF 2, you're right. FNAF 2. Well, now that Megan Fox is in it, oh, I'm gonna be hyping that thing up like crazy. Fire and Ash. Did I say Fire and Water? What did I say? Oh, Running Man looks good too. Yeah, you're right. Where the Dexter video, Chris? I need your thoughts. You know what? I do need to record that, so I'll be doing that separately and give you my thoughts on all of Dexter. Sydney Sweeney as Jess Rabbit. Oh. Sydney Sweeney and Toy Chica. Sydney Sweeney as Chica and Megan Fox as Toy Chica. And then send them to my house. Banana. Why would you who would you fan cast for live action Atlantis? Me, it'd be Tommy Lee Jones as Rourke, and if he was still alive, Michael Clark Duncan as Sweet. If we're talking about the Atlantis movie, I think we're talking about Timothy Chalamet as that main guy with the glasses. Yeah. That'd be my choice. Saw Elm Street 1 for the first time in theaters later this month. Scream 1, OG, Candyman, Battle Royale. Oh, can't wait. I love Battle Royale. That's one not a lot of people talk about, but I like Battle Royale. Trick or Treat, Terrifier 1, and Back to the Future, first time ever. It's so cool to be able to see these older movies on the big screen. That's awesome, man. I like Battle Royale. I remember that was one of the movies I watched whenever Hunger Games was coming out. Everybody was like, Hunger Games is just a ripoff of this Japanese movie, Battle Royale, right? Yeah. And I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I was like, oh, this slaps. This slaps. When you do Predator reviews, please don't forget to include EDP and Jared Fogle. I was like, wait, what? The ultimate predators in a hunting ground. Who are they fighting? Chris Hansen. This summer. Why don't you have a seat and find out what makes a predator truly terrifying? Hey Chris, what do you think of Monster Ed Gein story? Yeah, to me, I'm just not interested in it. I tried watching the Dahmer one when it came out, and it was just so what made me uncomfortable with it was the times they were really trying to make us sympathize with Dahmer, like he wasn't a crazy psycho guy. I get trying to look into his psyche and trying to maybe pinpoint what made him a killer, whether he was born that way or circumstances of his environment. But I think that's the problem with those is they try to make you sympathize with the killer like they weren't a monster, and like these victims and these victims in real life, like they weren't actual victims and instead were just pawns in the story for the guy who would eventually inspire Texas Chainsaw. So when it comes to that, and again, I'm not someone to shame you if you watched it and liked it. If you did, cool. To me, I'd prefer to see those stories documentary form. That's where I like to watch them. That way I can get more of the facts, know what's real, what isn't real, and what isn't embellished just for movies and things like that. So yeah, just me. It says here, IDK, if Minecraft will be bigger than Simpsons 2, I saw so many people talk about it. Even that stopped watching years ago want to see it. These characters mean still a lot to a generation. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I still think Minecraft will be bigger, but hey, if Simpsons 2 ends up surprising me and there's still a lot of Simpsons fanatics out there, awesome and great for the brand. Thoughts on Black Phone 2 marketing? I swear they are marketing the heck out of it. I saw 5 TV spots. Well, that's good. Because you know what? I kind of want to see more Grabber movies. I saw a lot of people say that the Grabber is like the industry plant of trying to be a new horror icon since he's got like a Fortnite skin. He was in that Fanta commercial with like Freddy, Chica, with like Freddy, Chucky, and all them. And it's like they're calling the Grabber an industry plant horror icon. And I'm like, I think that's kind of funny. But I wouldn't mind seeing more movies with what they set up in the second movie. Did you watch the NFL at all? And if you did, what team? I don't. I'll only watch it if I need an excuse to have family and friends over. So believe it or not, that's how I got sick. When the Packers were versus the Cowboys a couple weeks ago, when they had that tie game, my family is big Cowboy people. And I have other friends that are big Packer fans. So I was like, hey, all y'all come over and let's have a friendly rivalry and watch the game. And like 8 people from that party got sick, including myself. And so I was like, yeah, this is why I don't do football family gatherings. None of you are allowed in my house again. So that's what happened. Do you think handing out unhealthy candy is ethical, bro? Do you think handing out isn't all candy by definition unhealthy? Yeah, it's ethical. I hope Sam from Trick or Treat comes and slices you up, buddy. The heck kind of question is that? Do you think McDonald's food is good for you? Oh, I hope Ronald McDonald slept with your mama. I hope that red wig was bouncing up and down them headboards. And she was like, give me a Happy Meal, buddy. Give me a Happy Meal. And then Grimace was in the corner watching. He just pissed me off with that question. I'm so sorry. That was kind of insane to just say out of nowhere. Is there any hope for a good DC cinematic universe? Which studio would do it better than WB in your opinion? Oh yeah, we just talked about that. I don't know what studio would do it better, but you know what? Give Paramount another shot because Paramount was the start of the MCU before Disney bought it out. So, hey, give Paramount a shot. They were trying to do something. Someone just said, family friendly, Chris. Ronald McDonald was making a family in my fantasy, was he not? He was being extra friendly to that mom, too. Don't piss me off with questions about candy, man. What did Gru do to you? You can see why this minion got fired from the floor. I got called into HR, and they were like, come here. Okay. Kevin, King Bob, you uncomfortable? Nasty comments. You fired. Take your banana and leave the Gru offices. That's what happened to me. And now I'm a streamer. My old ass fool says, met Dead, meet James and Zoran last week. John Campia next month, hopefully. After him, I only need to meet you and Smosh from YouTube Place. Hey, hopefully we can meet somewhere cool, man. Just let me know places you'll be at and I'll find you. I'll locate you. Any Scream 7 updates? I'm hearing so many leaks. Kind of sucks to be. I haven't been keeping up with like any of the leaks. I know I did like a trailer leak, but that's something that'll be part of the marketing. But I haven't been keeping up with many of the leaks. I'm just waiting for that trailer to actually drop. There was a movie I was really. Here we go. Caleb Oper says there was a movie I was really shot. There was a movie I was really shy born in 2027, but is now ruined because the main star of the first movie won't return. It was Mel Gibson movie. Has there been a movie you anticipated but got ruined because of something? Uh, kind of an awkward worded question, but I'll try my best to figure out what you meant here. If you meant like sometimes like a movie that was ruined by a celebrity, yeah, a lot of Kevin Spacey movies now are ruined for me because of finding out who he is. I mean Aries. No, you hear the Jared Leto stuff, but man, I definitely think like Cameron Monaghan was in that movie. I would have rather have him been the Jared Leto character. I think I would have liked it more. But yeah. Shyborn. Dexter season 2 thoughts. Oh, excited. They honestly knocked it out of the park with that first Dexter Resurrection season. Definitely have to give you my thoughts on that. Like I said, a video talking about all what I think of Dexter. But I am curious if they could all keep that high momentum going from the way they had this recent season. What was your opinion review on Peacemaker episode 7? So the one before episode 8, I liked it. I thought it was actually a really powerful episode. I thought everything, the way things came together, a lot of good humor, a lot of good drama. So the vigilante taking down Peacemaker's dad, even the revelation that Peacemaker's dad wasn't a full Nazi and was just more kind of compliance in his universe. A lot of good stuff in there. That was like honestly a way better finale than what we got. Did you mention the news on Bad Fairies from WB? I did not. What would happen to the Bad Fairies, man? Banana. Do you think Final Destination 7 will have a 2028 release date? Probably. No, honestly, it could have a 2027 because they'll probably film it next year and then get it to release in time by 2027. So I think 27 is more realistic. Gunn said Deadpool almost cameoed in Peacemaker season 2 finale. I did see that, but he said that there would have been too many loopholes to go through and whatnot. Honestly, that would have just been a random like cameo for cameo reasons, and it would not have saved the finale. It just would have been like, Gunn, what are you doing? But it still would have been cool to see. You were sick when it came out. Thoughts on the John Wick Samurai Western spinoff? Was there a John Wick Samurai Western spinoff? I did not see this news. I got to look into that. I really did not see that news. But cool. I would definitely see that. Are you planning to get the oh yes, I did. I already ordered them. I got the Michael Myers with the 2 crying eyes and the Jason universe because, hey, come on. The new mask. I got to have it now. Those are the only 2 I got, though. Chris Gavin Newsom said, Minions should be added to Fortnite. Thoughts? I wouldn't mind, but I wonder how you do that. You'd have to do kind of like them on top of each other wearing a trench coat, which honestly I'd be fine with. Thoughts on Texas working to grow film industry? I'm fine with it. It would be cool. Would give us more economics. I know Texans are here. Don't California my Tex. What are you doing? Bringing over here your woke agendas and your LGB quesadillas? No. Bring me your prettiest femboy. I'm fine with it. Lets me get closer to the action. Hopefully I can visit a set of something. Saw Gunn Scooby-Doo yesterday. It was wild at times. Yeah, Gunn Scooby-Doo is a little crazy with the way he wrote it. I can look at myself naked. Little me saw Velma differently that year. Or was it Daphne? It was one of them. Why are DC fans so miserable? Oh, because we have been in a miserable state since the release of Man of Steel. If it is not perfect, we just hate it. And we've just been in that hate mindset for years, so we is going to stay miserable. I got the Michael Myers popcorn bucket. I still need to grab it. I definitely want to grab it because that's, again, my favorite Halloween sequel. And the crying eyes, I think, is iconic. The red crying eyes. Can I request you dressing up as Yoda for one of the streams? I'll look into it. I might be a green person in one of these streams. Take a guess on who that might be. Not Yoda, though. Thoughts on Gen V Season 2? Honestly, not loving it. I was watching that first episode, like, this is just not good. Maybe it's picked up, but I saw that first episode and then I had no interest to keep watching. And I loved season 1, dude. So let me know if it's gotten better. Let me know if season 2 ends up getting. Oh, so people said, bro, come on, no, dude, come on. All right, Gen V season 2 is apparently better, but see, that first episode really did not excite me for what was going on. I thought it was honestly a very. It's picked up now. Okay, good. I'll get back on it then. Minecraft 2, as long as it doesn't lean into the corny memes way too much like Megan 2, it should be okay. Minecraft 3 should be Jack Black as Hero Brian. That would be cool. That's a good formula. Yeah, don't Megan 2.0 Minecraft 2. I meant by character star who have starred in the first movie. They're making a sequel to the movie, and the main character is getting recasted. Oh, I guess we know Son of the Mask, but that wasn't really a recast. That was just a different character. I kind of miss the days where we would recast characters. I hate this idea now that you can't do that because I still think they maybe should have just recasted T'Challa for Wakanda Forever. Because man, I would have liked to have seen a T'Challa versus Namor. Just what that movie would have looked like without all the things that they had to do to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman, which is still great and it was well deserved. But man, sometimes I wonder what that movie would have looked like if they just recast. Fortnitemares video stream soon. Video, yes. Stream, I don't think so. There was a guy in front of my high school dressed as Michael Myers, and the cops came and detained him. I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. In the world we live in, you can't have masked guys in public, even if it's for the season. They ruined it for us, all them damn shooters. Thoughts on Bowser Jr.? I hope he's voiced by Kevin Hart in the sequel. And our final super chat. Banana. I want to thank you guys so much for being here on this live stream, coming here with me, seeing me as a minion. You guys are awesome and amazing. I got to go make a quick TikTok about this Megan Fox Toy Chica situation. So, hey, when that comes out, go like it, repost it, please, because it's kind of late and TikToks usually bomb at this time. So, be prepared. Love your guys' faces. More spooky stuff coming about. Y'all are all awesome. Thank you guys so much. Buenas noches, my beautiful people. Banana.